3 top 12 teams and Memphis. That's a good squad. They've taken down Houston 74-69. They've beaten Iowa State 83-81. They beat North Carolina 85-72. That was out in Maui. And then they beat Memphis 90-76. So there you go. This is a really, really good basketball team. And it all starts with this walking double-double by the name of Johnny Broome. I guess he dipped to 19.6 points per game. He would have been a 20-12 guy. Basically, you can round up. They told us in math, right? When you're at 0.5 or above, you can just round that up to the next one. So he's a 20-12 guy, also giving 4 assists per game. Johnny, it's Janai, actually. I said Johnny. I told myself I wouldn't do it. It's Janai Broome. Get it right. He's a good enough player. Jake Diebler, Ohio State's head coach, he knows that it's going to be a lot about slowing him down, maybe not stopping him, but this is what he sees in that player.
Listen, he can score it. He can make threes, scores it inside. He can score it off the dribble. We've also been really impressed with his passing, and he's an elite rebounder. So it covers almost everything there is to do offensively. He's a complete offensive player. And, you know, he's got really good shooting on the perimeter around him.
You know, the one thing that gives you some hope with slowing him down is what the Buckeyes just did against a really good Rutgers basketball team, albeit they're younger players, right? So that's the difference where Broome is a senior. He's a 6'10", 240-pound tough guy he's got a smoothness to his game and a toughness to his game at the exact same time. Like that's what great basketball players can possess. They can body you out of the lane, but yet they also have that soft touch as offensive players anywhere inside the perimeter. So that's what you have to look out for. But the fact that Rutgers does have potentially 2 top 4, top 5 NBA draft picks, and the Buckeyes slowed both those guys down. Slowed them down. Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper did not have killer games against the Buckeyes, and that's the reason that Ohio State was able to have that pace, stay ahead most of the game, withstand any kind of Rutgers run, because Bailey started to get going at the first 4 minutes of the second half, but Bruce Thornton, who we've talked about in these kinds of games, you need your best players to perform in the biggest games. That's what today is going to come down to for me. And I do love how Jake Diebler also talked about this. I'll play another one from the head coach. I mentioned this on last night's Buckeye show. This was something that Roy Williams at North Carolina used to do. If you committed to his program and you were going to stay for 4 years, you're going to be a 4-year basketball player, you're going to commit to Roy Williams, and you did not grow up in the state of North Carolina, he would do everything he could do to at least schedule one non-conference game. If you weren't from a traditional ACC town and you were going to have a road game there, he would do whatever he could to schedule something near or in your home city. And that's what Deebs talked about. And this is something for Bruce Thornton where he gets to go now and have a homecoming type game in his home state of Georgia. And I would think he wants to perform really, really well for that, and also because it's a big-time basketball game against the Auburn Tigers.
I'm happy he gets to go home and play. I think it's really cool when guys get to do that. You know, I'd love to. It's harder the way rosters are built and kind of not knowing, right, who not fully knowing what your team looks like until later, but still trying to figure out scheduling. I think, Homer Drew did that for a lot of us when we were in school, and I think it's pretty cool to be able to do that for guys, to be able to go home. Like I played here, Greg Oden's first game. So doesn't always work where you get to do that for everybody, and especially when, you don't know like till later who all's on your roster. But I think to be able to do that this year for him is great.
I thought that was a nice little factoid as well, that Jake Diebler played in Greg Oden's first basketball game as he was a one-and-done guy, of course. He was just a true freshman. Then he was the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft. But Deebs had 5 points and 6 rebounds in that game when the Buckeyes, of course, took the victory over Valpo. And Valpo is going to be coming to the Schottenstein Center next week as well, sandwiched in between their next big game in New York City next weekend, Saturday, same day that the Buckeyes will host Tennessee in the college football playoffs. So it's going to be a wild day. But first, It's 8-1 Auburn, 6-3 Ohio State. Let's keep breaking them down. Let's go courtside and talk some more Buckeyes with Ron Stokes.
It's time to go inside the Buckeyes with OSU basketball analyst and former captain Ron Stokes.
Ron, always love talking Buckeye basketball with you. What's the scene like for this game? Neutral site game in the city of Atlanta, hotbed for basketball. This should be a fun one today.
I don't know about neutral site. Auburn's, 2 hours from here.
True.
We're at the hotel, and they had a bunch of folks lined up cheering the team as they got on the bus. But I would think it's going to be dominated more so by Auburn fans. But rightfully so, man. There's a lot of excitement. Number 2 team in the country, NBA prospects. Is a very good basketball team.
So what can this squad do to try to slow down Johni Broome, who's maybe the best basketball player in the country right now?
Well, the thing about, you heard Coach Diebler talk about his ability to pass. And this was a young man that grew up maybe being a guard, grew 6 inches, and then he obviously took those guard skills to being a big man, and that's why he passes the ball so well. And he's such a tremendous matchup problem from anybody because he can score in a multitude of ways, mostly down close to the basket, but he's a great passer, which prevents you from double teaming him. So it's a challenge, but you got to understand, they got another guy that I think that's going to be in the league, and that's Cartwell, a beast, 6'11", very athletic. So the concerns are not getting in foul trouble. When you talk about Sean Stewart, he's had some issues with that. And then, you look at Devin Roll, is really not a big physical guy. So that is definitely going to be an issue for Ohio State. They got to rebound by committee and keep Auburn off those backboards.
Devin Royal has been such a bright spot for the Buckeyes on the offensive end of the floor, Ron. Do you think he's going to be able to keep that going while he continues to improve his defensive skill set, which I'm sure is something the coaching staff is continually working with him on?
Well, I hope so. I mean, I think this is one of those games where, early in the year I said if Ohio State's making threes based on how they've started the year, going against Texas, they got a chance to beat anybody. But I think this game here, Duke was the only team shot over 40% beyond the arc. They beat Auburn, but that was at Duke. This is a physical Auburn team. Ohio State is going to have to be able to react to that physicality, unlike what happened at Maryland in the first half. So Bruce Stewart needs to get going early. Devin Rowe, you just talked about, needs to have a spectacular game, in my opinion. Pretty much everybody's going to have to play well, I think, to compete against this athletic and talented Auburn team.
And we know Bruce Pearl, one of the more polarizing coaches in college basketball for a long time, Ron. He's got 683 wins spread across his stops. So Jake is still very new at this, although we've liked what we've seen. We've seen some flashes from Deebs and how he coaches, but you got a good one on the other side of the bench.
Oh, Coach Pearl has won at the D2 level, Coach of the Year at that level, and everywhere he's gone, he's won. He's clearly is a very good basketball coach. He's recruited well. He's done well in the portal here this offseason. This is a stacked team. And so Jake Diebler, yes, young coach, but he's shown that he's been able to win big games by what he did against Purdue last year. But clearly this is a big challenge playing against this team, not having Bradshaw, having some other guys out. But, hey, that's why he tossed the ball up. This is a great opportunity for these guys to kind of get one back after that home loss against Pittsburgh.
All right, Ron, it's a great opportunity. You giving these guys a pretty good shot today? I feel something about this performance coming today.
They got to hit threes, and they got to respond to the physicality of Auburn. They do those two things, they got a chance to compete and have a chance.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's see it. This would be a big one. Ron, always appreciate it. Looking forward to the pregame show coming up momentarily.
All right, go Bucks.
Go Bucks indeed. Love our check-in with the captain, Ron Stokes. So he and Paul Keels and Skip Mossick will get you set for this one. They'll have a nice 45-minute pregame show coming up on the network as we head to our 1 o'clock tip-off. The thing with Broome, too, is you get a fifth-year senior out of him. He's got over 2,200 points in his basketball career. He had his first 2 years at Morehead State before he transferred to Auburn. Then he's been doing what he's doing. But I'm looking for Junie Mobley to step up and hit some of those threes. Bruce Thornton, Devin Royal, and Meechie Johnson to have a big game on the floor and also pitch him with some scoring today. That would help. I'll see you for postgame after it's done, hopefully talking about a win. Buckeye Hoops up next.
You've been listening to Fan Warm-Up. Stay tuned for Buckeye basketball on your flagship home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
30% of D1 athletes report betting-related threats and harassment after games. This threatens the safety and mental health of students like Jade.
I'm a college athlete, and I'm more than a bet. When you threaten my life and my family because you lost money, it really scares me.
These threats are not acceptable. Stop harassing college athletes over a bet. Learn more at morethanabet.org.
Tech scams, identity thieves, data leaks. Hearing about these online threats every day can be stressful. But don't worry. McAfee Total Protection is here to help you live a worry-free life online. What does worry-free mean? Well, it means you won't have to wonder if that text message is a scam, if new threats will pop up on your PC, or if you're safe from identity theft. Visit McAfee.com/online protection today to get award-winning online protection for just $39.99 your first year. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
Integrity, honesty, and quality. Words we live by here at Monogram Homes. Hi, this is Dina, and at Monogram Homes, we strive to bring your wants to your man cave, your needs to your kitchen, and your ideas to life. Most home builders claim to be custom, but starting with stock floor plans and templates isn't our idea of a tailored experience. At Monogram Homes, we start with a blank slate and work with you until you get exactly what you want. So start your true custom home journey today with a builder you can trust. Monogram Homes. Visit us online at monogramhomes.net.
Add $179 million in total cash prizes.
Mom, what are you doing?
Mix in 3 parts bills, bonus boxes, and multipliers.
Is this some kind of recipe?
Gradually stir in a ton of excitement.
Oh, you're trying to make Ohio Lottery holiday scratch-offs, aren't you? Stop overcomplicating things. Just go buy all your favorites like Holiday Cash, Holiday Lucky Times 10, and Merry Money.
Oh, that is easier.
Uh-huh.
Now help sift non-winning tickets into My Lotto Rewards for a second chance to win.
Play Holiday Scratch-Offs. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and condition regulations. Play responsibly.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Is your business generating over $1 million a year in revenue? If your financial advisory team isn't keeping pace, maybe it's time for a change. Here's Brad Hennebert with Premier Advisors.
Thanks, Bobby. Our team integrates financial planning and asset management with business accounting and tax preparation. Business owners have planning needs that are unique. We work with you to design a seamless financial services bundle tailored to your business with monthly or quarterly advisory consultations to help guide you along the way. We don't just keep score of what happened last year. Our team combines expert financial planning and wealth management with top-tier tax services, helping businesses like yours build wealth for you. Call us today at 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Brad Hennebert is a registered representative offering securities through United Planners Financial Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through TCP Asset Management LLC. Tax services offered through Premier Tax CPAs. United Planners is not affiliated with TCP Asset Management, Premier Advisors, or Premier Tax CPAs.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Always your home for Buckeye basketball.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Your flagship station for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Welcome to Ohio State basketball from Learfield. The Toyota Buckeye pregame show is brought to you statewide by State Farm on the Ohio State Sports Network. Presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics. And brought to you locally by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers on your home of the Buckeyes. Live and local weekday mornings beginning at 6 with Morning Juice on the Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now, a Along with former Ohio State captain Ron Stokes and Skip Mossick, here's the voice of the Buckeyes, Paul Keels.
Greetings from the heart of the South, Atlanta, Georgia, and State Farm Arena, the home of the NBA's Hawks, where Ohio State at 6-3 and 1-1 in the Big Ten has a big task in front of them today, facing the second-ranked Auburn Tigers, who are 8-1 on the year. Their only loss coming on the road at Duke. This is a season run in which Ohio State had some big challenges in their non-conference schedule. This is as big as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, you got to love it and embrace the challenge, though, Paul. You're going against, number 2 team in the country. You know what they're good at, and you got to come out and counter that by doing what you're good at, which is shooting the 3-ball. Talked about this a little earlier in the local show back in Columbus, Ohio. You know, the one team that beat Auburn was a team that shot over 40% beyond the arc. And just hearing all the comments coming into this ball game, that is clearly on the top of the list for Auburn. They got to neutralize Ohio State shooters. They know how important that is to Ohio State's offense. So if Ohio State can counter and be successful out there, it could definitely help their chances of trying to get a win.
And they've been a team that's done that in a lot of cases very well this year. Although if you remember last year when they played UCLA here, it went almost down to the wire before they finally hit a 3-pointer.
Well, UCLA was 1 of 15, so both teams struggle. Hopefully we don't see that here today. Maybe on the Auburn side, but not Ohio State side. But I don't know whether, playing in a pro arena that might have impacted it, but clearly like you said, 1 of 10 from beyond the arc, and it was Jamison Battle who hit that 1-3.
Ohio State again will operate shorthanded. Aaron Bradshaw back resuming practice with the team. He will not play today. Neither will Colin White. Neither will Quest Glover. So certainly the guys that have stepped up and others are going to be needed.
Yeah, when you looked at this schedule, you kind of imagine Aaron Bradshaw coming in and you lose the services of Felix Akpar. You have Aaron Bradshaw 7-1 to be a guy that can be inside and alter shots. Obviously, you don't have him this afternoon, so you got to look to the other bigs for Ohio State. You're talking about Sean Stewart, Devin Roll, Evan Mahaffey, who plays as a big sometimes. Those 3 guys have got to stay out of foul trouble, and they got to be effective.
Buckeyes are known for paying it forward. That's why Buckeyes Care strives to serve the betterment of our community by positively impacting families across Ohio. Join American Electric Power, Kroger, Donato's, the OSU Wexner Medical Center, the James Cancer Hospital, Huntington Bank, and WBNS TV in supporting this cause at ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Buckeyes Care. Well, up next, Skip Mossick will talk with the Director of Operations for Ohio State's basketball team, Dave Egelhoff, about this and the future of other multiple team events. That's when our Toyota Buckeye pregame show continues on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like asterisk-free checking. An account that's filled with features, but no monthly maintenance fee, no matter what. Because it's your money, right? So we think you should keep it. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get 1 juicy flame grill Whopper sandwich, 1 original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Your home for Ohio State Athletics, The Fan. Now back to the Toyota Buckeye pregame show on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Welcome back to Atlanta, everyone. Ohio State and Auburn coming up at 1. We are joined for a couple of minutes now by David Egelhoff, Director of Operations for Ohio State men's basketball. And David, take us through, I guess, these type of matchups. How do they come together? Are you invited? Is there another way as far as getting in line? You're showing interest. How did we get here today?
Well, first off, Skip, thanks for having me on. It's these events are pretty special. Especially we're always about the college athlete experience and putting our guys in situations that allow them to experience different places, different cities, different arenas, and then also putting our guys the opportunity to play in what would kind of be like an NCAA tournament environment in these neutral site events. So pretty special for us. We get contacted by people to play in type of these events. Luckily, we're at Ohio State, and people really, that brand is pretty important in college athletics. And so they reach out to us, and a lot of times we'll look at events that are out there to kind of gauge opportunities that we might have in future years. But a lot of times people are wanting us to play in their events.
David, we've seen some things written and talked about regarding the future of multiple team events versus what we're at today. I know we have Bahamas coming up. Do you see the number of those MTEs shrinking up in the future?
I think what we're seeing in the landscape of college basketball is a lot of the more neutral site events, maybe just one-offs, or multi-team events that maybe aren't necessarily 3 games, which is basically your Atlantis event and your Maui event. The teams are looking for opportunities to get to other places instead of going to one place and playing 3 games. They'd rather go to a place and play 2 games that allows them other opportunities to hop around the country and do different events.
Well, Dave, part of your responsibility is travel, not just air, but ground transportation, hotel, meals, team itinerary. What's the biggest challenge that you get from trip to trip, and I guess does it vary?
Coach Diebler has put me to the test this year. We've done a lot of traveling. Usually when you play in those multi-team events, you go to one city and play 2 or 3 games. We did our multi-team event actually at home, which then made us kind of travel to 4 other sites. Plus, we did a team retreat this summer. We did a coaches retreat this summer. So he's put me to the test this year. But luckily, we've got a great group of players. We got a great group of coaches, and so taking them on the road can be fun. It's a little bit of a daunting process and that type of thing. But I've been doing it for a little bit, so I kind of got it down. But new coaches are always keeping me on my toes and that sort of thing. And the great thing is though I've been at Ohio State for a decent amount of years, what I really love to see when the new staffs come in, I get to quiz them on what they did at other schools, how they did things, how can we be better. And so I want them to feel that it's okay to come to me and say, hey, why don't we do this? And I say, let's do it. Whatever it takes for us to be the best we can and win basketball games, I'm all for.
Knowing the answer to this question, but how much do you compare notes with your counterparts, not just around the league, but around the country, in regards to some things from hotels to meals to everything else along the way?
Yeah. Fortunately, I have some special relationships in college basketball, and so we get to bounce things off each other. And basically, a lot of ops guys like me, we all know what each other is going through, so we're more than happy to help each other out. And so we do lean on each other for a little bit of advice. And, hey, you played in that event last year. What did you do? Did you go out to a restaurant? Where'd you practice? That sort of things. And so it's a good group of guys that kind of do what I do at other schools that we can engage with.
David Egelhoff, again, Director of Operations for men's basketball. David, we always appreciate you take care of everybody. You take care of everything. We appreciate all that you do, okay?
I feel blessed to do it. Thanks, Skip.
All right. Up next, we'll check your Saturday scoreboard as the Toyota Buckeye pregame show continues on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Don't stress over your holiday shopping list. Make gifting fun with Bob's Discount Furniture instead. Holiday the Bob's way and shop incredible values on tons of great gifts for every style and budget. Because at Bob's, you can score everything from stylish decor to feature-packed power sofas. Even gift cards for those hard-to-shop-for family members. So stop by or visit mybobs.com and holiday the Bob's way, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, Buckeye Nation, are you ready to cheer your team on to victory? Evan Williams Bourbon is now the official bourbon sponsor of Ohio State Athletics and game day's #1 pour. From tip-off traditions to buzzer-beater celebrations, adding this award-winning bourbon to your game day lineup is a slam dunk. It's extra aged for a taste that's smooth, rich, and easy to enjoy, whether you're sipping neat, on the rocks, or in a cocktail. Visit evanwilliams.com to find a bottle near you. Go Buckeyes! Evan Williams, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky, 43.45% alcohol by volume. Think wisely, drink wisely.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan. You're listening to the Toyota Buckeye pregame show on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Welcome back to Atlanta, Ohio State, and Auburn coming up at 1. Skip Mossick with a check of your Saturday scoreboard. We'll start with college basketball. Elsewhere, as far as Big Ten teams in action this afternoon, part of a doubleheader in Indianapolis. 14 minutes to play first half. Texas A&M leads Purdue 12-10. Coming up at 12:30, Penn State will play host to Coppin State. Later this afternoon, Wisconsin will face Butler, the second half of the doubleheader there in Indianapolis. Later on tonight, UCLA at Arizona. Rutgers plays host to Seton Hall. Illinois welcomes in Tennessee. Basketball around the state this afternoon. 1 o'clock, Toledo will be at Youngstown State. Crosstown shootout down in Cincinnati at 2. Xavier at UC. Later today, Cleveland State will host Brescia. Ohio is at Marshall. Dayton welcomes in Marquette. Bowling Green will be at Kansas City. College football, 2 bowl games today across the street. The Celebration Bowl here in Atlanta. Jackson State and South Carolina State are scoreless in the first quarter. Later on, the Salute to Veterans Bowl in Montgomery, South Alabama will face off with Western Michigan. 3 o'clock today in Landover, the annual Army-Navy game will occur. NCAA Division III quarterfinal matchups today. First quarter, Mount Union trails Salisbury 7-0. 2 games today in the NBA. Atlanta is at Milwaukee. Oklahoma plays host to Houston. Next game for the Cavaliers Monday night at Brooklyn. 15 games in the National Hockey League. Blue Jackets will host Anaheim later today. Network join on many of these stations will be at 6:30 p.m. Again, it's Ohio State and Auburn coming up at 1. Up next, Big Daddy with Tigers coach Bruce Pearl as the Toyota Buckeye pregame show continues on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey, Buckeye Nation, Paul Keels here for my other favorite nation, Window Nation. If you're a fan of scoring, you're going to love this. Window Nation is going nuts with an incredible offer just for you. Buy 2 windows, get 2 windows free plus 0 down and 0 payments with 0 interest for 2 years. And if you order a full house of windows, you'll be part of a full house at the Shoe with tickets to a Buckeye game. Call Window Nation today at 866-90-NATION or visit them online at windownation.com. Tell them Paul sent you for the Buckeyes Full House Special.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith, Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag #BuckeyesCare.
Union Home Mortgage knows Buckeye fans never leave Ohio State behind. We've helped millions of first-time home buyers get into their dream home through our 1% down payment program. Put as little as 1% down, and UHM tosses in up to 2% on the house. Learn more at UHM.com or call 877-846-4968. Union Home Mortgage Corp is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 2229. UHM will contribute up to 2% down, no greater than $2,000 towards a 3% down payment. Home buyers responsible for the remainder of the down payment. This offer is available for the purchase of a primary residence only. For full terms and conditions, visit UHM.com.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to the Toyota Buckeye pregame show on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Auburn coach Bruce Pearl, thanks for your time, Bruce. Appreciate it. Your most recent game against Richmond, I know because of where it fell on the calendar, you were very impressed about how your team handled that game.
I was, because, following the Duke loss, knowing that we got Ohio State coming up, there could be a potential for a trap game. We had been away from Neville Arena for 20 days, though, so the kids were excited about coming back home. They respected our opponent, and, we played really well.
Has the way your team has taken care of the basketball, Bruce, been one of the best things they've done?
I think so. I think they've been unselfish. They're sharing it pretty good. Teams are double teaming Janai Broom and inside, and so they've got to be able to kick that ball out. We were able to make shots against Richmond, and I think playing unselfishly and making the extra pass has been a real positive thing for us. So
Janai has been new to this year, especially the way he's passed it to the other big guys.
Yeah, I think it's just his leadership. I think that the transition that he's made is he used to worry about play calls and he worried about his points, as everybody did. I told him, I said, look, he wanted to be an All-American last year, he really did. And he was worried that only playing 26 or 27 minutes and only averaging like 18 and 10 versus if he played more, averaging more. I said, look, Janai, people that make these decisions, they want your productivity. Are you efficient? What's your field goal percentage? What's your free throw percentage? What's your assist turn ratio? He has bought into all that, and he's absolutely willing to share the ball, and he knows that he's got to play on both ends, offensively and defensively, if we're going to keep winning.
I know you talked in your press conference about getting Ja'Kai Howard back into a routine. Has that been a plus?
I think so. He brings a level of athleticism to us, but Ja'Kai's capable of doing more, but he's also capable of doing more for the opponent too. You know how that works when you're playing, some young guys out there. But I think we've got our 9-man rotation. I think we have what we have. And the real key, if I may call you Big Daddy, is that the real key, and I got that from some inside scoop, you're a legend. You are a legend. No, you're a legend in Ohio, and we've done this before when we played Tennessee. I think it's going to be a grind this year. I really do. Look what the Big Ten's going to be. Look what the SEC is going to be. And so, both teams are going to be excited about playing tomorrow, Ohio State and Auburn. Both teams are going to be excited. Will that last in January? Will that last in February? Who's going to stay healthy? You guys have had a few injuries. We've had a couple guys getting nicked up, and I think that's going to determine who's going to ultimately prevail.
Has rebounding been a mentality thing that your team has really embraced, Bruce?
Well, you're going to work really hard defensively to limit a good first shot. You don't want to give them second shots. And Ohio State's got some real active forwards that really do a good job on the offensive glass. And we got a good job of, defending and trying to not give them second shots.
Appreciate it. Bruce Pearl, Auburn coach, thanks for your time. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again.
Right, when we continue on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Toyotathon is on, and it's the perfect time to wrap up the year with a new, stylishly affordable Corolla. Now through January 6th, you can get low-rate financing or a great lease on a new Corolla or Corolla Hybrid. Lease a gas-powered 25 Corolla LE now for $219 a month for 39 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
AgPro has been family-owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
High-scoring offense and lockdown defense are the ingredients of a winning team. For every other ingredient, Buckeye fans trust Giant Eagle and Market District. Ready-to-eat prepared foods, a thrilling selection of fresh favorites, and everyday value from our family of brands are game day go-tos. Plus, like the Buckeyes pile up points on the court, you can score perks and earn free gas and groceries with My Perks. Giant Eagle, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Your Ohio State flagship station, The Fan.
Kroger Pickup is the easy way to get what you want right when you need it. Try Kroger Pickup today in the Kroger app or at Kroger.com. It's Ohio State facing number 2 Auburn here in Atlanta. Coming up, we'll take a look at the Big Ten as well as the Ohio State-Auburn interesting series. That's when we continue with the Toyota Buckeye pregame show on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
They're trained. They're prepared.
Let's do it.
They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
When you share your food, you share your heart. So what's on your table this holiday season? Save on your festive feast at Kroger with delicious deals on all the holiday classics. Or wow the crowd with something new, like a quinoa stuffed butternut squash. It's sure to add a pop of color to your spread. How about a sweet potato casserole with a crunchy oat streusel topping, made with care for the sweet tooth and the savory tooth? With Kroger, fill your table with love and watch as your guests' hearts get as full as their bellies. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, getting ahead in this world is not as complicated as it might seem. Having the early guidance and counsel of your community banker, one who knows you and your family's story, can make a great deal of difference. Relationships matter. Bank on community banking. I'm Scott McComb, CEO. Coming over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. You're listening to the Toyota Buckeye pregame show on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
The foundation is operating a 50-50 raffle at each Ohio State home basketball game this season, with proceeds benefiting basketball student athletes and local charities. For more information on how you can participate, visit the Foundation social media channels. And welcome back to Atlanta, where Ohio State takes on number 2 Auburn. If you look at some of the Ohio State printed material, you will see that this is the first ever meeting between Ohio State and Auburn in basketball. Well, that is not exactly true. It is officially by Ohio State stats. These two teams played in the NCAA tournament in 1999. Now, a bunch of those games in 99, including the Final Four, were vacated. But Ohio State and Auburn, and the Tigers were the number 1 seed in the region that year. They met in the Sweet 16 in Knoxville, Tennessee. That was an Auburn team that was loaded with a guy by the name of Chris Porter, who was an outstanding player. And Ohio State, of course, had that outstanding backcourt of Scooney Penn and Michael Redd. And the Buckeyes pulled a big upset, beating Auburn in the Sweet 16, clearing their way to get to the Elite Eight and eventually the Final Four. But what an impressive night that was in Knoxville when Ohio State beat Auburn, Ron.
Yeah, it's just fun to just go back and reminisce all the good things that happened. And, you know, like we say, Paul, sometimes you need to make best of your luck. And, you know, Ohio State didn't have to play UCLA, and they got upset. Baron Davis was on that team. They go against the number 1 seed in that region, Auburn, and the 2 top players perform. Michael Redd, Scooney Penn, the only 2 players in double figures that game. They scored collectively 48 out of the Buckeyes' 72 points. And when you hear me talk about that, Paul, like your best players have got to play their very best in certain situations, those 2 guys did it. Clearly one of the 2 best, you know, backcourt combinations ever.
And they were able to somewhat maintain Auburn's offensive threats in that game, too.
They did for the most part. There was, 4 guys in double figures for Auburn, but still, yeah, the game plan was for those 2 to be heavily involved, and they were. And Scooney Penn, Paul, along with those, those 26 points, he had 4 assists, no turnovers, and Michael Redd had a double-double, 22 points, 10 rebounds. So they both got it done.
One of the things that we talk about, you and I and Skip Mossick, about that regional in Knoxville, not only did Ohio State beat Auburn that night, St. John's beat Maryland. And it was Auburn and Maryland who had most of the fans that were there for that Thursday night game in Knoxville. Once those fans vacated the scene, a bunch of Ohio State fans jumped on tickets, made the drive down to Knoxville, and by the time Ohio State played St. John in the Elite Eight, it was almost like a home crowd.
Whenever I get a chance to speak at certain events, I bring up that atmosphere there. And then I talk about, like, walking into the arena and seeing all the Buckeye fans gathering around. And then after the game, when we went to go get something to eat, it felt like I was on High Street in Columbus, Ohio, based on how Buckeye Nation took over that city. And it just shows and speaks volume to Ohio State and what it meant, the Block O. And that was an incredible weekend, great atmosphere, and something that I will never forget.
As the final seconds were ticking off the St. John's game that would vault Ohio State into the Final Four, we were down at floor level as opposed to where we are here. And as people were kind of getting ready to flood onto the floor, Skip Mossick did a stellar job of making sure that the one elderly security person who was standing right in front of us, as if he was going to stop a sea of people. Skip, and if anybody could ever go back and listen to him, you can hear Skip yelling at the guy to get out and get out of the way, mostly out of concern for the elderly gentleman.
Absolutely. He could have got injured for sure. That's Skip Mossick, always being observant.
And, of course, but that game, along with pretty much all the rest of them during that time, vacated because of NCAA violations.
You cannot vacate the memories, though,
no,
can we?
Not at all.
No,
not at all. Let's touch on the one Big Ten game that was played last night. Nebraska with a home court win over Indiana. Now, the Cornhuskers, who just got absolutely taken to the woodshed by Michigan State in their first Big Ten game, they came out and really played well, got a big lead, and then Indiana, who had trouble shooting late in the basketball game, but they made a push, and Nebraska was able to hang on.
Well, clearly, you got to take advantage of your home games because the Big Ten is competitive. We talked about that, Paul. And if you lose something at home, you are really hurting your chances of being in the conversation of trying to win a Big Ten championship. You look at Nebraska, they were 57% from beyond the arc, had 2 players coming off the bench in double figures, and, of course, Bryce Williams had 30 points. So all the ingredients to equate to a win.
It was a big win for Nebraska. Today, it's Ohio State facing Auburn here in Atlanta. We'll hear from Buckeyes coach Jake Diebler as our Toyota Buckeye pregame show continues on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Toyota-thon is on. Our biggest event of the year is better than ever with our biggest and best selection, including the best-selling Toyota Camry. It's all hybrid all the time with available all-wheel drive. Now through January 6th, you can lease a Camry LE from just $259 a month for 39 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Get ready, Buckeye fans. Donato's just added something special to the pizza playbook. Introducing Donato's new Block O pizza. Donato's golden thin crust cut in that trademark Block O shape, loaded with crispy pepperoni, smoked provolone cheese, and Buckeye Spirit. It's the perfect pizza for game day or any day in Buckeye country. Now get a Block O pizza for just $10 with any pizza purchase. Order today with the Donato's app or at donatos.com.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint. With their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind or grab a carryout. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizza, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Hear every Buckeye game every year. The Fan. It's time for our pregame conversation with head coach Jake Diebler, presented by Kroger on the Ohio State Sports Network.
Ohio State facing Auburn this afternoon here in Atlanta. The way that Austin Parks has played as of late is certainly, Jake, seems as though it's been confidence, but is it also something that's just become more recognizing what's going on in various situations?
Yeah, well, I think part of being confident is, and when it comes with experience is certainly, maybe playing with less thinking, a little more off of instincts, and those instincts become more habits, and then you start to see better results. So Austin's getting better and better as he's gotten some more consistent opportunity.
What we've seen from Devin Royal, where has he become the most consistent at, Jake?
Well, I think his effort and, the physicality at which he's playing with really on both sides of the ball has been impactful. It's impactful on the rebounding side, but it's also impactful on him being able to get to the rim or also score kind of in that intermediate area.
You've gotten Aaron Bradshaw back into practice this week. Any update on what might happen with him today?
Yeah, he's not going to be available today, but he's progressing back. Being gone for the time he was gone, it's going to take some time to get back to being ready to play in games, and he's progressing towards that.
What is it from Auburn that you see as you prepare for this game today, Jake?
You see a team with great experience. I think they play really well together. They have a lot of different ways that they can score the ball, certainly on the interior, but also from the three-point line. And a team that plays with great physicality. They're physical on the glass. They're physical defensively. We're excited about this opportunity, and we're ready to go.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jake. All the best today.
All right, thanks. Go Bucks.
That's Ohio State head coach Jake Diebler, and our pregame comments brought to you by Kroger. Kroger, pick up the easy way to get what you want right when you need it. Try Kroger Pickup today on the Kroger app or at Kroger.com. The Toyota Buckeye pregame show has been brought to you statewide by State Farm on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
The best outcomes for treating cancer come from early detection and early diagnosis.
The James Cancer Diagnostic Center at Ohio State
is designed to provide rapid evaluation and a clear diagnosis.
We are transforming care by giving patients direct access
to cancer experts who study and treat cancer every day.
If you think you have cancer, the choice is clear.
Choose the James Cancer Diagnostic Center.
Cheers to a great day and this ice-cold Corona.
You know what would make this day even better? My grandma's carne asada.
Or your grandma here with us, making carne asada.
She does love a cold Corona.
Throw in some dancing.
Oh, we can watch the game.
I'll drink to that.
So a backyard concert with football, food, dancing, and Corona?
And your grandma.
Or we could keep it simple.
Simple is good. Want a Corona?
Thanks. Salud to the perfect day.
Corona, la vida más fina. Get your Corona at ordercorona.com. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to the Toyota Buckeye pregame show on the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Ohio State taking on Auburn this afternoon here in Atlanta. Head coach Jake Diebler. It's been a week since you played, and certainly the result was good against Rutgers, but how have you handled the week between games with practice and things like that, Jake?
Yeah, it's been a balance of certainly focusing on us getting better, but also taking advantage of the extra time to prepare for Auburn.
Was the defensive effort something that you got better at from one game to the next?
Well, I think the defensive execution was the big thing. We executed the game plan with greater consistency throughout the course of the game than we did the previous one. So that was a good step forward for us, being able to take what we work on in practice and scouting, and then it translate in a successful way on the court.
What we saw last Saturday from Meechie Johnson, Jake, and a guy that certainly is not doing what he'd like to be doing offensively, but was his ability to force turnovers and create some transition kind of what everybody can take notice of?
I thought Meechie played a pretty complete game. He missed some shots he normally makes, but he took care of the ball, was able to create for others, and then you could feel his impact defensively. So that's got to be, it's got to be a part of who he is every single time he steps out, is that defensive side. And I do think it becomes contagious as guys become more and more impactful on the defensive end.
He's taking care of the ball. Has that helped take some of the load off the shoulders of Bruce Thornton at times?
Yeah, and I think we need to utilize him and John Mobley and Micah Parrish to help with that, and also to allow Bruce to maybe get the ball at different spots on the court where he can then attack from a different angle. It's certainly important.
Jake Diebler's comments are presented by Kroger. Kroger, pick up the easy way to get what you want right when you need it. Try Kroger Pickup today in the Kroger app or at Kroger.com. The Toyota Buckeye pregame show has been brought to you statewide by State Farm on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
And brought to you locally by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers on your home of the Buckeyes. Live and local weekday mornings beginning at 6 with Morning Juice on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Toyota-thon is on, and it's the perfect time to wrap up the year with a new RAV4, America's best-selling SUV. Now through January 6th, get 4.99 APR financing on a new 24 or 25 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid. Excludes RAV4 Prime. Or lease a gas-powered 25 RAV4 LE for $299 a month for 39 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax title and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Always and forever your home of the Buckeyes. Home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. From Learfield, it's time for Ohio State basketball with Paul Keels and Ron Stokes. Buckeye basketball is brought to you statewide by the American Dairy Association Mideast, State Farm, and by AEP Energy on the Ohio State Sports Network. Presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics. And brought to you locally by your Central Ohio Toyota dealers on your home of the Buckeyes. Live and local weekday mornings beginning at 6 with Morning Juice on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
High-scoring offense and lockdown defense are the ingredients of a winning team. For every other ingredient, Buckeye fans trust Giant Eagle and Market District. Ready-to-eat prepared foods, a thrilling selection of fresh favorites, and everyday value from our family of brands are game day go-tos. Plus, like the Buckeyes pile up points on the court, you can score perks and earn free gas and groceries with My Perks. Giant Eagle, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability efforts, and for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
For more than 35 years, Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse has been known by Buckeye Nation as serving the best steaks in the city. Our thick-cut, aged steaks have been a staple in Columbus with 3 locations, in Upper Arlington, Dublin, and downtown. Hyde Park is proud to introduce our newly added wine room at the downtown Columbus location, where a new elegance in dining will surround you. And coupled with live entertainment every weekend, Hyde Park will be the perfect setting for any occasion or the perfect night out. Hyde Park is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
The Fan. Ohio sports destination.
Our broadcast position is sponsored by Union Home Mortgage, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229. And today we come to you from the State Farm Arena in Atlanta. It's 6-3 Ohio State taking on 8-1 Auburn. The Tigers ranked number 2 in the nation. Time for today's Elk and Elk injury report, and it has been the case in the last several weeks. Ohio State, due to injury, will be without both Quest Glover and Colin White. They will also still be without Aaron Bradshaw, even though he has resumed practicing with the team. So as we talked about earlier, Ron, there's going to be the need for the others to bring their level up.
Yeah, no question. There's going to be so many things that, as a group, they're going to have to do well. One, take care of the basketball. Don't turn it over. Don't give Auburn opportunities to get points in transition. Obviously, defense in the front line is going to be at a premium. You got 2 guys on this Auburn team that's going to be in the NBA one day. And it's just a great challenge for Ohio State, but you got to embrace it. Got to love it, Paul. You're here in this building going against a very good Auburn team.
The injury report brought to you by Elk and Elk, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Call 1-800-ELK Ohio. We know what helped Ohio State beat Rutgers last week was their defense. That defense can really be put to the test today when you consider Auburn is 6th best in the nation, averaging 51% shooting per game.
Yeah, only number 2 in the country in assisted turnover ratio, Paul. So it's a team that takes care of the ball in addition to shooting so well from beyond the arc. And you're right. And when you play against a good team, you try to take away their strengths. And the Rutgers game, you're talking about Harper and Bailey, those were the 1-2 punch of that team. Ohio State did a great job of making sure they did not have major games. It's going to be a bigger challenge. There's more than just a couple guys on this Auburn team. They got shooting, they got frontline play, they got guys coming off the bench, some high risers, and not surprising why they're number 2 in the country.
And the front line, the size advantage that Auburn has, that's something that will really test Ohio State, considering they are again minus Aaron Bradshaw.
Size, girth, and athleticism. I mean, you watch Dylan Cardwell run up and down that floor. I mean, he's 6'11", 255, and he runs like a deer. And so Skip and I had a chance to meet him in the hallway. Just a well-balanced young man, a golfer, and has done some traveling and done some good work across the world. And you love to see that from a student athlete.
But shooting certainly can help Ohio State offset some of those things if they can shoot the way we've seen them shoot at times this year.
That's why they got off to a great start against Texas. They shot the ball well, and that builds confidence. Then it also extended on the defensive end. They're going to need every bit of that and a little bit more here this afternoon. The error margin is very, very small, but you can still do it. You got to go out there and play. Bruce Stewart needs to have a great start to this basketball game.
People may tell you it's a neutral site, but that's hooey. This is a home atmosphere for Auburn, who's about an hour and a half away from here. It's Ohio State and Auburn meeting here in Atlanta. Starting lineups and the opening tip coming up next on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like asterisk-free checking, an account that's filled with features but no monthly maintenance fee, no matter what. Because it's your money, right? So we think you should keep it. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney.
Always your home for Buckeye basketball.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Your flagship station for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
At this time, we request that
and now the national anthem occurring here in Atlanta prior to today's game between Ohio State and Auburn as we come to you from the State Farm Arena, the home of the NBA's Atlanta Hawks.
United States of military, as we pay respect to our flag and country and the honor of America, with the performance of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rock is like a the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag
lineups for today's game between Ohio State and Auburn are brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast. A reminder from Ohio's dairy farmers, 8 ounces of delicious chocolate milk has 8 grams of high-quality protein with the power to fuel everyone, from elite athletes to weekend warriors. The starting lineup for the Ohio State Buckeyes of head coach Jake Diebler: Bruce Thornton, 6'2 junior from right here in the Atlanta area, averaging 16.2 points, 2.8 rebounds, and totaling 51 assists. Devin Royal, 6'6 sophomore from Pickerington Central High School in Columbus, 14.1 points, 7.4 rebounds. Michi Johnson, 6'2 senior from Garfield Heights, Ohio, 9.6 points, 2.8 rebounds, 25 assists. Sean Stewart, 6'9 sophomore from Windermere, Florida, 5.3 points, 5.9 rebounds. And Micah Parrish, 6'6 senior from Detroit, 10.2 points and 4.7 rebounds. So again, for Ohio State, Bruce Thornton, Devin Royal, Michi Johnson, Sean Stewart, and Micah Parrish. The starting lineup for the Auburn Tigers of Bruce Pearl, who's in his 11th year as the head coach at Auburn, spent many years at Tennessee, where he was 2-2 against Ohio State. A regular season win, a regular season loss, an NCAA tournament win, and an NCAA loss. The starting five for Auburn: Janai Broom, 6'10 senior from Plant City, Florida, transfer from Morehead State, 19.1 points per game and second in the nation, averaging 11.9 rebounds. Chad Baker Mazzara, a 6'7 senior from the Dominican Republic, 13.1 points, 21 assists, and 3.3 rebounds. Miles Kelly, 6'6 senior from Stone Mountain, Georgia, right here in Atlanta, and a Georgia Tech transfer, averaging 11 points and 2.6 rebounds. Denver Jones, a 6'4 senior from Newmarket, Alabama, transfer from Florida International. Jones averages 9.9 a game. And Dylan Cardwell, a 6'11 graduate student from Augusta, Georgia. Cardwell averages 5.1 and 3.4 rebounds. So again, the Auburn starting five: Janai Broom, Chad Baker Mazzaro, Miles Kelly, Denver Jones, and Dylan Cardwell. The three officials working today's game: Terry Oglesby, Byron Jarrett, and Owen Shorts. We mentioned earlier the history. If you want to consider it history, it is a vacated game that occurred in the NCAA tournament in 1999. Ohio State beat Auburn 72-64 in that game in Knoxville, but by Ohio State's official numbers, this is the first ever meeting to occur between these teams. But Ron, this is certainly another one of those key points in what is one of the most challenging non-conference schedules that Ohio State's had in quite some time.
Well, clearly a win like this will help your resume for an NCAA berth. And, you know, we talked about this earlier. You lose a home game against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a quality team, but you take pride, and it definitely registers when you win those home games. They lost that one, buzzer beater in overtime. This would be another good get if they can get this one here.
Yes, Ohio State all-time 81-145 against ranked teams. That last ranked win, it was a big one. Jake Diebler's first game as the interim head coach last year, when Ohio State shocked Purdue at the Value City Arena.
Aren't those fun to call?
They are.
You know, going back to that Auburn game, I just remember there were so many special moments, but, you know, the emergence of Brian Brown. He started to play more as the season went on, and in fact, he was inserted in the starting lineup late in the year, and, you know, he went on to become first-team all-conference. And I tell people all the time, I mean, Brian Brown, they don't talk about him enough.
Not enough.
Clearly one of the best guards ever to play at Ohio State, just continue to progress. But a big reason why they won was his production in that ballgame.
And he was a freshman that year. Also, it doesn't hurt when you got the all-time leading shot blocker in school history, Ken Johnson, in there swatting stuff out of there.
Yeah, there's a lot of contributors there. Ken Johnson, obviously, Jason Singleton, just the list goes on, and George Reese.
John Sanderson.
Yeah, John Sanderson. So that team just came together, Paul. You know, they were off the radar when the season first started, but they clearly ended very well.
And Deshaun Coleman would be mad if we don't mention his name, too.
Shooter. Oh, yeah,
Deshaun Coleman, certainly. But this is a big opportunity for Ohio State, and basically it is a road environment. Now, this is an event that has been 5 years old. Auburn has played in it every year. They are 3-1 in this event. Last year, they just dismantled Indiana in this building in this event. Later today, it'll be Florida taking on Arizona State. And then later tonight, it's Georgia playing Grand Canyon. So quite an event here in an area that also has the Celebration Bowl going on, a football bowl game that's got Jackson State playing South Carolina State. So this area in Atlanta, which is always busy now, it will be the site of the NCAA Football National Championship. So we hope possibly to be over there across the street in that football building in a few weeks.
Like to see you there, Paul.
Yeah, that was so
and Skipper.
We all would love to be there. Auburn is wearing their home white uniforms with orange and blue trim. Ohio State, for the first time this year, wearing what they call their anthracite gray. It's almost like a shade of black. And we're going to give it up to Gary Pettit, the sports information director. He has in his game notes now a list of records when various things are going on, including records when certain uniform combinations are being won. This is the first time this year these have been won. They did not do well in them last year. Also with the coaches' attire. They even have a listing for their record with certain TV announcers who are working the games. And you know who's at the top of that list at 2-0? Stephen Bardo, the former Fighting Illini, Flying Illini.
You know, Paul, when you think about this, we all know coaches are not superstitious, right?
Bull. You know better.
I know. I say that tongue in cheek.
I'm sure Eldon Miller had some superstitions.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, Thad Matta, whenever we do a pregame interview, had to be sitting on the same side of him all the time.
Absolutely.
That even meant one time we had to do it in a shower stall.
Oh, that's too much information.
Yes. Sean Stewart, Michi Johnson, Micah Parrish, Devin Royal, and Bruce Thornton on the court for Ohio State. Dylan Cardwell, Janai Broom, Miles Kelly, Denver Jones, and Chad Baker Mazzara are the five for Auburn with a large Auburn fan contingent here. They lined up the hallways leading out to the buses to cheer their team on as they got ready to play this game.
They're going to try to take it to Ohio State, so Ohio State's going to have to answer that first punch by Auburn.
Sean Stewart in the center circle with Janai Broom. The Buckeyes will move from right to left as we view it, about 30 rows up into the stands. The officials did a ball fake, got Stewart in the air, toss it again, a bad toss that Broom contains, and Auburn will move left to right, starting with the basketball. And handling it is Denver Jones, leaving it now Kelly. High on the left, top of the key to Broom, off on the right point for Baker Mazzara. He'll slip to the foul line, put up a running shot, up, no good. Royal rebounds Ohio State. And here come the Buckeyes' first possession, moving right to left. Micah Parrish on the left point. Eyeballs a man-to-man defense for Auburn. Parrish will give it up top of the key, Sean Stewart, and it's poked away into the backcourt. Ramichi Johnson will track it back down for the Buckeyes. Kelly poked it away. No score in the game. Shot clock. Oh, boy, they got to stop play because I happened to look. That shot clock said 28. That's nowhere close to being right.
And they reset it. They should not have. It's just a deflection.
Okay. So it'll be at 12 seconds for Ohio State on their first possession of the game. Bruce Thornton on the left sideline will inbound it in front of near the Auburn bench. As Thornton, playing in his hometown, gets it down on the left block. Micah Parrish. Shot clock down to 10. Parrish drives to the hoop. Layup blocked, and no call goaltending. This was blocked by Cardwell, so Micah Parrish giving his first two.
Yeah, I like the side inbound play. You isolated Micah Parrish down low, which he has the ability to be effective.
So 2-0 Buckeyes on top. Auburn with their second possession of the ball game. As Denver Jones will get it top of the key. Cardwell off on the right point. Baker Mazzara who get it Broom on the right wing. Janai Broom covered by Sean Stewart in the man-to-man, dribbling, trying to get down to the right block. He gets down there, gets in a lane, throws a shot that he misses with a left-hand ball out of bounds off one of the Buckeyes, say the officials, so Auburn keeps it under their lid.
Yeah, I think it was Devin Royal that last touched it.
13 on the Auburn shot clock.
Yeah, he lost his balance. Otherwise, he would have gathered that one up.
2-0. Ohio State the lead. Auburn with the ball with 13 on the shot clock. Baker Mazzara will inbound it just below the foul line. Cardwell goes down to the left block. Jump hook thrown up. Missed. A rebound taken by Stewart of Ohio State. It's a deuce lead for the Buckeyes. 2-0. And up court comes Micah Parrish working on the left point. Parrish will dribble to the foul line. Now stop, throw it Royal right of the lane. Stop, shoots it right of the foul line. Fouled from behind while missing the shot. The foul on Baker Mazzara will put Devin Royal at the line.
Yeah, he tried to block it from behind, but I love the step back by Devin Royal. They're being aggressive.
Devin Royal has been hot as of late, and that talks about what he did last Saturday with a career-high 22 points against Rutgers.
Yeah, he just loved that progression from his freshman to his sophomore season.
His first free throw is up and it rattles in and out. Devin Royal in that game Saturday scored 16 of Ohio State's first 21 points.
Yeah, the big thing for Devin Royal is staying hydrated. He's had a couple games where he had some cramping issues.
And this is an Ohio State team that needs to improve their work at the free throw line.
Yes, sir.
Second free throw is good for Royal's first point, and it gives the Buckeyes a 3-0 lead over Auburn. 18:48 on the first half clock. Denver Jones will bring it up the left side for Auburn against Ohio State's man-to-man. Jones dribbling between the circles, now stops, gives it up Cardwell high on the left. He'll swing it left wing, Janai Broom. Fakes a three, Broom as he jab steps, now shoots a three, left wing, Broom nails it.
He has the ability to stretch you from any range.
Ties the game at 3, Janai Broom with a 3-ball. Minute and a half into the game. Bruce Thornton's first touch gets it top of the key. Devin Royal. He drives down the middle of the lane. Stops, shoots a fadeaway at the foul line. No good off the flange. Rebound slapped around. Grab by Broom of Auburn. with the game tied at 3. 18-15 on the clock. Quickly, 3 in the air, left point, up and in, and that's knocked in by Miles Kelly of Auburn.
Had 7 threes in one game to start the season, so
yes, he
got to
can do
nullify that.
And Auburn now with a 6-3 lead. Ohio State's Johnson throws it down on the left block to Stewart, drives to the hoop and lays it in. Sean Stewart.
Yeah, great aggressive move there by the sophomore.
And it's a 6-5 Auburn lead of 1 thanks to Sean Stewart's first basket of the game. 17:50 on the clock. Denver Jones starts at right point. Auburn, top of the key, Dylan Cardwell. Back to Jones, right of the key. Jones will feed it over to Kelly on the left point. Chuns a quick 3, no good. Kelly. Rebound Stewart, Ohio State, who trails 6-5. 17.5 left in the half. Michi Johnson dribbling top of the key. Johnson behind a Stewart screen. Steps to the left point. Throws it now at the foul line. Sean Stewart fires a jump shot. No good off the front iron. Broom rebounds Auburn. 6-5 Tigers by 1. 17:23 to play first half. Miles Kelly starts the Auburn offense as he works just left of center circle. Denver Jones, Jones will walk in middle of the floor. Thornton guarding him in a man-to-man. Jones will beat the top of the key. Cardwell bounces down on the right block for Kelly. Turns and shoots and sticks it in right of the lane.
Yeah, Kelly came off a screen that was set on the baseline to free him up.
5 for Miles Kelly, giving Auburn an 8-5 lead. 3 minutes into the game. Bruce Thornton, center circle, Ohio State, playing here in his hometown for the second time in 2 years. Thornton will now dribble to the right side of the floor, feed it on the right point to Micah Parrish. He's covered by Baker Mazzaro. Now doubled up, ball knocked away, but Parrish saves it. And they're going to, they called over and back, and that looked like from here that was an incorrect call.
They called a foul.
Oh.
They called a foul. As Micah Parrish was going for the ball, his arms went out and hit the face of the Auburn player. That's a tough call to make there.
It certainly is. So the first foul whistled on Micah Parrish. Tahad Pettiford, 6'1 freshman guard, comes into the lineup for Auburn, replacing Cardwell. And the Tigers have a ball with an 8-5 lead. Just under 17 to play here in the first half. Cardwell top of the key for Auburn. Dribbles to the left point, covered by Stewart. Now spins into the lane, goes to the hoop, lays it up and in, left to the rim. Janai Broom. And Auburn's lead has grown to 10-5, and they press Ohio State in the backcourt with 16.5 to play here in the first half. Michi Johnson, Ohio State brings it to center circle. Johnson guarded by Kelly, now sets up the offense in the middle of the floor, steps out to the left point, cuts to the left wing, throws in the left corner, Devin Royal. He'll dribble once in the left wing. Royal look to give it up as he's picked up his dribble. He's fouled. Reaching in and making the foul for Auburn was Chaney Johnson, who had just checked into the game.
Yeah, and that's one place you don't want to be when you're going against a team that has length and love to trap.
Austin Parks will come in for Ohio State, replacing Sean Kelly. Coming off a career-high game, Austin Parks had 6 last Saturday against Rutgers.
You're going to need every bit of that, Paul.
10-5. Ohio State trailing with the ball inbound to go into the left corner. Michi Johnson for the Buckeyes. Johnson shoots a jumper deep in the left corner. No good, and Broom rebounds Auburn, who leads at 10-5. And here comes Baker Mazzaro up the right sideline for Auburn. He dribbles right to the key. Baker Mazzaro, top of the circle. Broom leaves it now middle of the floor where Pettiford takes over for Auburn. 18 on the shot clock. Tahad Pettiford will bounce it top of the key. Janai Broom. He looks right but slides left, leaves it head of the key where Pettiford shoots a 3 off the bounce. Got it.
You don't want to give that kid space. He's so talented.
First 3 of the game, Tahad Pettiford, and it's 13-5 Auburn. 15.5 to play here in the first half in Atlanta. Thornton driving the left lane on Ohio State, stops, bounces in the lane for Royal, driving shot blocked, and a rebound comes off by Auburn's Broom. Outlet will go to Pettiford, bringing it to the right point with Auburn leading 13-5. Pettiford to Broom on the right point. Broom looking and returns at Pettiford. He dribbles it at center circle. 13-5 Auburn leading with 18 on the shot clock for the Tigers. Pettiford now dribbling right of center circle, passes Broom ahead of the key where he's covered by Parks. Back to Pettiford, top of the circle, gets to Kelly, head of the key with 9 on the shot clock. Feeds it Broom left of the foul line. Broom, 6 on the shot clock. Broom down the left side of the lane on Parks, driving layup good. Janai Broom, who's got 7. And Auburn has shifted ahead 15-5 with under 15 to play here in the first half. Bruce Thornton for the Buckeyes, dribbling on the left sideline, brings it center circle, throws right point now where Royal has it, leaves it right of the key to Johnson, slips to the foul line, has a pass deflected into the backcourt, but Johnson tracks it down for Ohio State, who's got 14 of the shot clock. Johnson to Parks high on the right, back to Johnson right of the key with 10 on the shot clock. Michi Johnson to bounce to Devin Royal on the right corner where he works on Kelly, 6 on the shot clock. Royal dribbling in the right block, turnaround jumper up, no good, fouled by Kelly. And Miles Kelly whistled for his first foul, and we'll get a timeout. With 14:31 to play in the first half, Auburn with a 15-5 lead over Ohio State. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
Get ready, Buckeye fans. Donato's just added something special to the pizza playbook. Introducing Donato's new Block O pizza. Donato's golden thin crust cut in that trademark Block O shape, loaded with crispy pepperoni, smoked provolone cheese, and Buckeye Spirit. It's the perfect pizza for game day or any day in Buckeye country. Now get a Block O pizza for just $10 with any pizza purchase. Order today with the Donato's app or at donatos.com.
Every game, every season, Buckeye Nation comes together to support Ohio State basketball. The Buckeyes make their fans proud by giving it their all on the court. Their hard work, determination, and resilience embody what our state is all about. Every client, every day, Elk & Elk works tirelessly to support the great people of Ohio. A consistent winner in the courtroom, we get injury victims the compensation they deserve. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Elk & Elk, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Your home for Ohio State Athletics, The Fan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Roosters wants to congratulate the 12 lucky prize winners in this year's Roosters Buckeye giveaway and say thank you to all the loyal Buckeye fans who help make Roosters a fun, casual joint. Be sure to visit @Roosters Wings on Facebook or Instagram for the list of prize winners. 14:31 to play first half here in Atlanta, and Auburn's gotten off to a hot start. The Tigers lead Ohio State 15-5.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to Bruce Thornton. 6 minutes into this ball game almost, he's yet to take a single shot. He doesn't have an assist. And this is where I'm talking about when you are considered the best player, one of the best players, you have to be more aggressive. They need him to be involved. He's one of the best in the country, assist to turnover ratio. He needs to get this Ohio State team going. Auburn, 9-0 run. Now, coming out of this timeout, Devin Royal will get a couple free throws. You cannot allow Auburn to have these types of big runs like this. You're going to dig a gigantic hole.
And a lot of it because of the work of Janai Broom, who scored 7 right from the get-go.
Well, he doesn't have very many weaknesses, but if he's hitting threes, you're in trouble. He's 29% from there, but everywhere else, he's the best of the best. I mean, 32 assists compared to just 14 turnovers. He is just 2.7 blocks per game. He is a complete basketball player.
John Mobley, freshman out of Reynoldsburg, has checked into the Ohio State lineup, joining Micah Parrish, Bruce Thornton, Devin Royal, and Austin Parks. And as you said, it'll be Royal at the free throw line. Devin coming into this game on the season a 68% foul shooter for Auburn. They have on the court Denver Jones, Chad Baker Mazzaro, Janai Broom, also the young man that committed the foul, Chaney Johnson, and they have added onto the court Chris Moore. So Devin Royal at the line. He was 3 for 5 last Saturday at the stripe against Rutgers. First shot is good for his second point today. Royal coming into the week, number 3 in the Big Ten, shooting 61% from the floor. And has just been playing continuing the finish that he had last season. Second free throw for Royal, up and in. So he's got a total of 4 of Ohio State's 7 points. The Buckeyes trail Auburn 15-7. 14.5 to play here in the first half in Atlanta. Broom will leave the ball where it's thrown up by Jones for a 3 that he hits from high on the left point. Denver Jones. His first points of the game, Denver Jones. Auburn staying hot, leading 18-7. And they're staying on with their backcourt pressure on Ohio State. 14:10 to play here in the first half. Micah Parrish will bring it up the right side of the floor, across the timeline at center circle. Parrish for Ohio State, working between the rings as he's guarded closely by Jones. Parrish still dribbling ahead of the key. Parrish still dribbling. Brings it ahead of the circle. Still dribbling Micah Parrish. Throws in the right wing. Devin Royal with 12 on the shot clock. Royal working in the right corner. Royal now into the lane from the right. Stops, leans, turns, fakes. He goes up to shoot, and he draws a foul. And he got the foul on the fake. Chaney Johnson commits his second.
Yeah, that's just scouting. You know, they talked about this. I'm talking about Ohio State. Auburn loves the block shot, so give an aggressive pump fake inside, and that's what Devin Roll did to get Channing Johnson off his feet.
And that is the 4th foul of the half on Auburn. Channing Johnson is a 6'7" senior from Alabaster, Alabama, and a transfer from Alabama Huntsville College.
He talked about what he has done to put himself in great physical shape this year.
Free throw Royal, good. So he is now 4 for 5 at the foul line. Come on, Paul, count right. 3, 4. So he scored 4 points, shooting at the foul line for his 5th. And that one goes in and out, and Broom gets the rebound for Auburn. So the score is 18-8 Tigers with 13:38 to play. Here in the first half, Broom starts the offense head of the key. Auburn dribbles left point, drives left the lane, running layup, banked in. Right to the rack and scored it. He's got 9, Janai Broom, 20-8 Auburn. And he's doing it all on the left side of the floor. 13:23 to play in the half. Bruce Thornton top of the key, Ohio State. Thornton to the foul line on Broom. Running shot thrown up, missed. Broom another rebound, Auburn. It leads at 20-8. And pushing it up court for Auburn will be Pettiford on the right point now. Broom right of the key, throws a 3 that's no good. Rebound tipped away. Ball taken down by Thornton of Ohio State, who trails 20-8. Thornton to Mobley, right point, 3 blocked, and it was Moore who came from the backside. Chris Moore blocked John Mobley's shot from right of the key.
And just listening to Bruce Pearl, the head coach of Auburn, coming into this ball game, he knows how important it is to keep Ohio State off that three-point line, in particular John Mobley Jr.
Evan Mahaffey is into the Ohio State lineup for the first time. Buckeyes had the ball trailing 20-8. Inbound Austin Park, stolen by Broom on the left side. Broom down the left side of the forecourt, layup good. Just took that one away and laid it in. 11 for Janai Broom. He's a big reason why Auburn has a 22-8 lead. Ohio State coach Jake Diebler wants a timeout. That excites the crowd here with less than 13 to play in the first half, and not much of anything going right for Ohio State.
Well, Janai Broom, we talked about his ability as a passer, Paul. And, he was a young man that, initially went to Morehead State. He was under-recruited, and he grew quickly. And because of that, I think he took those guard skills with him. And you saw he got the steal and was able to quickly go up the floor against a Bruce Thornton. And, boy, is he having a great start to this basketball game.
He certainly is with 11 points. Everyday style is easy with favored looks for every day. From harvest and home games to date nights and catching flights. Find price right picks for any and every occasion. Shop Kohl's and Kohl's.com today. Broom also is asserting himself on the backboard, too, with a total of 6 rebounds.
Yeah.
Jake Diebler's got to burn a timeout and see if he can find some answers here.
Yeah, you just got to continue to just fight back. I mean, they had 17 points in that first half against Merle and never had a chance to really get into that ball game. And you're Jake Diebler, you're trying to keep your team in the ball game here.
Stewart, Mahaffey, Thornton, Mobley, and Johnson for Ohio State. Will have Michi Johnson inbounding left sideline to the forecourt. Buckeyes trailing 22-8 with under 13 to play in the half. The inbound goes left of center circle to Bruce Thornton, who's covered by Denver Jones. Thornton will walk it to the left point. Jones sticks with him in a man-to-man. Now Thornton comes top of the key, dribbles to the foul line, goes to Johnson, who shoots a 3 right of the key. No good, Michi Johnson. Rebound is grabbed by Auburn's Chaney Johnson. 22-8, Tigers on top with 12.5 to play in the half. Tahad Pettiford will start the offense, dribbling left point. Stops and throws it top of the key where Denver Jones takes control back to Pettiford, left of the circle. He'll dribble all the way to the left corner. Stop, throw it now to Jones on the right point. Slings a 3 over Johnson. Got it.
Oh, my goodness.
They're hot as can be. Denver Jones with 6 points. 25-8 Auburn. Meanwhile, as Mahaffey was bringing the ball up court, he was run into.
Was that Bruce Thornton?
It was Thornton, yes, and they call an Auburn foul. Denver Jones whistled for the foul. His first. That is the 5th of the half on Auburn.
Yeah, maybe that could be a good thing, Ohio State getting to that bonus here.
Johnson out, Cardwell in for Auburn, who leads at 25-8. You may get a chance to hear Andy Burcham, the play-by-play voice of the Tigers, who's right next to us. And Andy, what do they call, projects quite a bit. Mahaffey, Ohio State, dribbles top of the key. Evan Mahaffey will now look to give it up. Nobody coming to him. Evan Mahaffey in trouble with the ball. Bounces Michi Johnson, right of center circle. Johnson with 11 on the shot clock. Bounces where Stewart will drive right of the lane. Running shot, banked up and missed. Evan Stewart. Rebound Broom, Auburn, who leads at 25-8. 11:48 to play here in the half. Pettiford for the Tigers. Dribbling foul line. Down the lane to the hoop. Lays it up. And no good. Rebound underneath Sean Stewart. That was a point-blank miss, and then Auburn nearly steals the ball back, but chasing it down, but falling out of bounds for Auburn was Pettiford trying to claim it. We'll get a timeout. Buckeyes will have the ball. 11:39 left in the first half, but Auburn has a 25-8 lead. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
Ready? It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right. Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles. From biking to bench presses, Milk's protein helps you build lean muscle and gain more from your workouts.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Cheers to a great day and this ice-cold Corona.
You know what would make this day even better? My grandma's carne asada.
Or your grandma here with us, making carne asada.
She does love a cold Corona.
Throw in some dancing.
Oh, we can watch the game.
I'll drink to that.
So a backyard concert with football, food, dancing, and Corona?
And your grandma.
Or we could keep it simple.
Simple is good. Want a Corona?
Thanks. Salud to the perfect day.
Corona, la vida más fina. Get your Corona at ordercorona.com. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Import, Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at SafeLight.com. Safelite Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace. Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network. Presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Welcome back to the UHM broadcast position here in Atlanta, sponsored by Union Home Mortgage, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com, equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229. And it has been a rough start for Ohio State today. They trail Auburn 25-8 with 11:39 to play in what's been a brutal first half so far.
Well, Auburn has length and athleticism in that backcourt. Baker Massaro, 6'7". Look at Miles Kelly, 6'6". And, you know, this goes on and on. I mean, this is Ohio State team that's finding a hard way to go and getting separation and doing what they do best, which is shoot threes. They're the top, one of the better teams in the country. But give Auburn credit. They are chasing Ohio State off those three-point lines, and they are not allowing them to have any space whatsoever.
Auburn had made 23 three-pointers in their last two games coming into it, and they have added to that total here today. They are 5 for 7 from behind the three-point line. And they are keeping backcourt pressure on Ohio State. 25-8, Buckeyes in a hole. Auburn has on the court Cardwell, Broom, Moore. I believe that is Denver Jones, and the fifth is
number 5, Moore. Chris
yeah.
Moore. Yep, Chris Moore.
Ohio State against the pressure. Michi Johnson inbounding in the backcourt to Devin Royal, who's out there with Thornton, with Mobley, and with Stewart. Michi Johnson brings it center circle, gives it high on the left to Bruce Thornton, who's covered by Jones. He'll throw it top of the key to Devin Royal. Top of the circle, Royal dribbling, gets into the foul line, spins down the lane, shoots low on the right over Broom, and scores. Devin Royal. His first field goal, he's got 6 points. 25-10, Buckeyes still in a big hole. Pettiford Auburn will flop the ball at the basket. Cardwell misses on a tip try, and Royal rebounds the miss for Ohio State, who trails 25-10. And then Bruce Thornton run into as he came up the middle of the floor. Dylan Cardwell made contact with him at the head of the key, his first foul.
Yeah, Bruce Thornton came down hard on his right side, namely his right wrist. Hopefully he is okay.
You know what? I think maybe they called that on somebody else now. It is not on Cardwell, but I believe they called that on Chakai Howard, who's in the game. Howard is 6'8" freshman out of Boston. This is a young man coming off a big game in their Sunday win over Richmond, 13 points. 25-10 is the Auburn lead. 11-11 left in the half. Inbound to go to Ohio State's Michi Johnson, left of center circle. Johnson against Jones, throws it Mobley high on the right where he's guarded Pettiford. Top of the key to Royal. Devin Royal working head of the circle, flips it out to Johnson at a left point. Johnson against Jones, 14 on the shot clock. Johnson advances to center circle, throws Stewart on a left wing. He'll drive the lane, Stewart. Stop, lean, shoot, blocked by Cardwell, and taken away by Auburn's Chris Moore after the Caldwell block. 25-10, Tigers with a lead in the ball. It's thrown to Cardwell right of the lane. Cardwell on Stewart, down to the right block, dribbles, gets it out top of the key. Pettiford fires a three, no good. Caught under the rim by Auburn's Moore. Moore will feed into a lane where it's knocked away by Mobley into the hands of Stewart, who's tied up there underneath by Auburn's Denver Jones. Jump ball possession, and the possession arrow will keep it with Auburn.
Yeah, I talked about Dylan Cardwell. I mean, that guy is athletic, and did you see him run from left to right ball? He got down the floor in a hurry. One of those guys that is very instrumental in this Auburn's great start to this season.
25-10, Auburn's lead. And now they were pointing with a tie-up that it was going to go Auburn's way, but they've apparently changed their mind. We are not where we can see the possession arrow. 25-10, Auburn the lead, Ohio State the ball. Full court pressure on Michi Johnson with 10.5 to play here in the first half. Johnson picked up by Pettiford at center circle. Or that is Pegues who is in, who's guarding Johnson. Throws it high on the left to John Mobley, where he checked by Pettiford. Mobley between the circles, gives it Stewart, top of the key. 14 of the shot clock for Sean Stewart of Ohio State. Stewart dribbles to the right point on Cardwell, leaves it Johnson right to the key, back to Stewart, right to the lane. Short jumper, put up, miss. Stewart tries to tip it away, but coming away with it is Auburn, and it's Pettiford racing up the right side. Dribbles foul line, Pettiford shoots low on the left, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds as Auburn's Cardwell touched it last. Buckeyes will have the ball.
Yeah, on our side to our left, Paul, every basket that Ohio State is attempting inside is contested by Auburn.
Big time.
They're very physical and athletic. They're meeting Ohio State up top.
25-10 is their physical and athletic lead, Ron, with 9:58 to play in the first half. And Auburn keeps the full court pressure on. And the inbound pass thrown by Devin Royal all the way to the forecourt to Parrish, who lays it in left of the rim.
That's a mental lapse there by Auburn, not having anyone back.
4 for Micah Parrish. 25-12 is the Auburn advantage. 9:47 to play, first half here in Atlanta. Tahad Pettiford between the circles. Auburn dribbles to the left point. Pettiford on Johnson, stops, gives it head of the key where it's handled by Pegues. J.P. Pegues backs it up to center circle for Auburn. It leads at 25-12. Pegues working right of the key on Johnson. 9 on the shot clock. Pegues to the right wing. Throws it now top of the circle where it's handled by Pettiford. Fakes on the right point, now leans. Wrong-footed shot up, no good. Rebound Stewart in traffic for Ohio State. 25-12, Buckeyes trailing. 9:19 to play in the half. Michi Johnson, Ohio State, brings it left of center circle. Now dribbles to the right side of the forecourt. Johnson, where he's covered by Pegues. Johnson to the foul line. Stops left of the stripe. Flips it out center circle. Mobley with 15 on the shot clock. John Mobley walks to the right side of the floor, working on Pettiford. 10 on the shot clock for Mobley. Goes all the way to the right corner. Mobley drives underneath, gives it for Royal. Low on the left block, spins, shoots. Blocked by Cardwell again, who comes down with a loose pumpkin. 25-12, Auburn's lead. They got another block shot. Under 9 to play here in the first half. Tahad Pettiford starts the Auburn offense, top of the circle. Gives it now Cardwell, head of the key. Cardwell will throw in the left corner, but we get a foul called away from the ball.
Devin Royal with the bump.
And that'll be his first personal foul. And on Ohio State, that is their second team foul.
How about the reputation of John Mobley Jr.? They are guarding him at the Atlanta Hawks logo.
Like a London fog overcoat, they're guarding him. Changes for the Auburn lineup as Moore goes out. And coming back in is Baker Mazzaro, who has it in the right corner of the inbound. Left point it goes Dylan Cardwell. Leaves it where it's dribbled now by Howard. Foul line. Turns, forces a shot up. Air ball. Sails out of bounds. On the miss by Ja'Kai Howard. Ball goes to Ohio State.
Yeah, clearly a forced shot, but what an athletic young man Ja'Kai Howard.
He got a technical foul in their last game for something I've never seen. Maybe you have, Ron. He blew a kiss to the Richmond bench after he dunked the ball.
I don't think those officials understood. He had somebody sitting behind the bench that he knew.
25-12, Auburn the lead. Ohio State the ball. 8:23 left in the half. Devin Royal right point, top of the key to Sean Stewart for the Buckeyes. Leaves the left point to Bruce Thornton. Thornton guarded closely by Pegues, gives it now Johnson, top of the key. Ball fakes, throws in the lane. Stewart goes to the hoop foul while missing the shot as he set up right of the lid, Sean Stewart.
I think it was Broome with the reach, but good passing there by Ohio State. Now you're only down by 13 points, Paul. 8:11 to go. You just need to go on a little mini run here.
You're correct on the foul call. It is the first on Janai Broome, the 7th in the half on Ohio State. So Sean Stewart, the Duke transfer, will go to the line.
Yeah, that's the 17th foul.
7th team foul on Auburn. On Auburn, I say Ohio State, forgive me. So Sean Stewart, on the year, a 54% free thrower. First one missed. And again, free throws at times have been a problem for Ohio State. It certainly cost them dearly in the Pitt game.
4-7 right now, Paul. And when you're struggling from the field, this is one area that can help yourself. Your case is make your free throws.
8-11 left to the half. Sean Stewart's second free throw missed again. Broom cleans the window for Auburn as he usually does. 25-12 Tigers on top with 8 minutes to play. First half here in Atlanta. J.P. Pegues, a Furman transfer, starts it from high on the right for Auburn. Pegues on the right point, leaves it right of the key. Howard top of the circle, and Stewart bats it away for a steal. Stewart will go to the hoop. He stumbled, but gets the ball to go down on a little sloppy dunk. Sean Stewart, the steal and the stuff. He's got 4.
My two guys that can rise, Paul. They were up high above that square, buddy.
25-14 is Auburn's lead. Ohio State trying to chip into it with 7.5 to play in the half. Pegues for the Tigers gives the ball top of the key. Dylan Cardwell. He'll throw it back to Pegues high on the left sideline. Left wing it goes Broom, who left hands a 3 up. No good. Rebound comes down to Royal for Ohio State. 25-14. Buckeyes trailing. 7:23 to play in the half. Michi Johnson, top of the key, working on Cardwell. Steps to the left point. Johnson throws it high on the right for Thornton. He'll sling a 3. Bruce Thornton, no good off the flange. Rebound tipped by Stewart, but into the hands of Baker Mazzaro for Auburn, whose lead is 25-14. Chad Baker Mazzaro working high on the right sideline. Dribbles top of the key on Parrish. Behind the back, nearly lost it. Now Baker Mazzaro leaves it at center circle. J.P. Pegues with under 7 to play in the half, and Auburn leading 25-14. And the officials blow the whistle to stop play. They called a foul against Auburn away from the basketball. And we'll get a timeout with 6:54 to play in the half. We'll try and figure out who it was on. 25-14 Auburn's lead. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
High-scoring offense and lockdown defense are the ingredients of a winning team. For every other ingredient, Buckeye fans trust Giant Eagle and Market District. Ready-to-eat prepared foods, a thrilling selection of fresh favorites, and everyday value from our family of brands are game day go-tos. Plus, like the Buckeyes pile up points on the court, you can score perks and earn free gas and groceries with My Perks. Giant Eagle, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
For more than 35 years, Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse has been known by Buckeye Nation as serving the best steaks in the city. Our thick-cut, aged steaks have been a staple in Columbus with 3 locations in Upper Arlington, Dublin, and downtown. Hyde Park is proud to introduce our newly added wine room at the downtown Columbus location, where a new elegance in dining will surround you. And coupled with live entertainment every weekend, Hyde Park will be the perfect setting for any occasion or the perfect night out. Hyde Park is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint. With their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind or grab a carryout. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizza, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Coors Light Mountain Cold Refreshment made to chill, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Celebrate responsibly. 6:54 to play first half here in Atlanta. Second-ranked Auburn leading Ohio State 25-14. That last foul was called against Micah Parrish. I thought it was going to be against Auburn, Ron.
Yeah, away from the ball. That was a tough one. Ohio State's on a 6-0 run to get this lead down from where it was to 11. And if you're the Buckeyes, you want to have a chance to get this into single digits before this half is over, unlike what happened at Maryland. So give Ohio State, Jake Deaver, credit for continuing to compete.
Well, we've seen Ohio State's defense try and help. They've forced Auburn to commit 3 turnovers in the last 5, 28. We saw Sean Stewart get one of those as he aggressively went after the ball and got a drive to the basket and a score.
You know, before that foul was called, I think Sean Stewart was motioning to the bench that he needed to get a break. He's exerting a lot of energy and really helping Ohio State here in this first half.
He has scored 2 buckets for 4 points. The Buckeyes really have only had 3 players that have scored. Parrish with 4, Stewart with 4, and 6 for Devin Royal. And all but 2 of Devin Royal's points have come from the foul line.
Yeah, again, you give Auburn a lot of credit. They know what they needed to do. And they've taken Bruce Thornton and Michi Johnson shot attempts away. Both of those players combined, they're both 0 for 2. And of their 2 shots, 1 each coming from beyond the arc. They have not made a single field goal. So job well done if you're Auburn. Now, conversely, you're Ohio State. You got to figure out a way to get those 2 guys involved in your offense. Bruce Thornton's averaging 16 2-points per game, and they need his scoring to get going here.
Thornton, Stewart, Parrish, Johnson, and Royal on the court for Ohio State. For Auburn, it's Jones, Cardwell, Broom, Kelly, and the 5th is Chad Baker-Mazzaro. So the foul was called against Micah Parrish, and let's look. They've not changed that. And the ball will belong to Auburn up front with a reset of the shot clock at 20 seconds. Tigers have a 25-14 lead. And it'll be Janai Broom from left to the backboard. The inbound it for Auburn. Sean Stewart in front of him. Broom gets it. Baker-Mazzaro left corner, left point to Jones. Top of the key to Cardwell. Cardwell returns to Jones high on the left. He'll swing it now head of the circle. Baker-Mazzaro flips the left point. Jones taken away. And it's Ohio State's Johnson with the steal. Drives down the right side of the lane. Loses the ball out of bounds off his own knee. Turning it over. Michi Johnson lost the handle.
How about that hustle of Auburn with their transition D after the turnover?
Big time hustle. Ohio State forces another turnover, but they cannot capitalize. Trailing 25-14 with 6:41 left to the half. Denver Jones, a 6'4 senior, will bring it up the middle of the floor for Auburn. Drift out to the right point, give it top of the key, Janai Broom. Throws on the right wing now, Dylan Cardwell, who's covered by Devin Royal. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, Cardwell leaves on the right point, Chad Baker-Mazzaro. Brings it top of the key, gets to the foul line on Thornton. Stops at the strike, dumps it now to Broom, down on the left block, middle of the lane, jump hook up, no good, Broom. Rebound Parrish, Ohio State. 25-14, Auburn leading. Ohio State with the ball, 6:16 left in the half. Micah Parrish dribbling on the right point. Parrish now takes it to the right wing where he's covered by Kelly. Parrish trying to bust his way into the lane. Parrish rear ends into the lane from the right side. Stops his dribble, goes to shoot. Ball knocked away and taken away by Auburn. Chad Baker-Mazzaro picked up the loose ball with the Tigers leading 25-14. Under 6 to play here in the first half in Atlanta. Auburn will have the offense started by Denver Jones. Gives it top of the key. Cardwell off on the right point. It comes Kelly. Feeds it to Broom down on the left block. Broom turns, drives on Stewart on the left block. Turns to shoot. Misses from low on the left. Cardwell misses a tip, but Broom tips it in right to the rim of the foul called.
Yeah, Cardwell went over the back. I'm not sure who it was. A lot of contact was not called, and Jake Diebler is very upset. He said, hey, why didn't I get that on the other side?
Foul. Well, Janai Broom, with the basket now has 13. The foul was called on
Sean Stewart. It was a good call. There was definitely contact on the right wrist there.
So Broom will be at the line to shoot 1.
And 1 there, breaking a 6-0 run by this Buckeye team.
Broom, a 58% free throw shooter. 6'10 senior out of Plant City, Florida. He was the MVP of the Maui Classic that Auburn won just a few weeks ago. Janai Broom, an All-American last year. Free throw with the left hand up and in. So an old-fashioned three-point play gives him 14 points and gives Auburn a 28-14 lead with 5:39 left in the half. Mobley in a hurry down the lane, gets the ball to Austin Parks under the lid. Parks too far into the lid, in trouble. Outlets it on the left point now, Michi Johnson. Johnson double-teamed on the left point, gets it to Devin Royal, but Michi Johnson stepped out of bounds on the left sideline.
Yeah, that baseline, that sideline is like another defender, and that's what Auburn does with their trapping ball.
5:31 to play in the half. Chaney Johnson inbounds it for Auburn, who leads at 28-14. 5:27 and counting till intermission. Chad Baker-Mazzaro dribbling on the right wing. Now stops, throws the top of the key, where Johnson will shoot an air ball 3 underneath, but batted out of bounds. A foul committed, however, as Broom rebounded the air ball. And Austin Parks got a piece of him for his first foul.
Yeah, you write down this little stretch of play. You know, Buckeyes on a 6-0 run. Michi Johnson misses a layup after he gets a steal. Then the foul on Micah Parrish a little bit before that. And now Auburn's have been able to extend this lead back to 14 with 2 more attempts here.
So Janai Broom will go to the line. They called that a shot attempt. So Broom's first one rattles down, his 15th point. Ohio State will get Austin Parks out of the game and send Evan Mahaffey in. It is 29-14 Auburn.
Ohio State needs to get on their own little run here, Paul, right here before this half is over.
Free throw, no good on the back end, but an offensive rebound. Baker-Mazzaro down on the right side. Tried to throw it out of bounds off one of the Buckeyes, but it's saved by Auburn's Denver Jones. And now we get another whistle to stop play away from the ball.
I'm going to look at the shot clock to
That
see
would
if
be
that's
my
correct.
guess, yes. His handling it was Miles Kelly trying to get Auburn into their offense, who leads at 29-14.
Auburn could have been called for a travel there.
I was thinking the same thing, Ron, when Baker Mazzaro tried to slam it out of bounds off one of the Ohio State players.
Well, he did slam it off one of the Ohio State players in a really tough area.
Yeah, but it didn't go out of bounds off that tough area. 12 on the shot clock, Auburn. Inbound Broom, top of the key. Gets it Baker Mazzaro left point. Now handling it was Kelly. Kelly on the right point rises to throw a three that he knocks down. Miles Kelly.
Big time elevation there.
8 for Miles Kelly. 32-14. It's all Auburn with under 5 to play here in the first half. John Mobley starts it for Ohio State at center circle, where he's covered by Baker Mazzaro. Mobley started to fake left, dribbles to the right point, stops, shoots a 2 right of the key. Mobley, no good. Rebound more, Auburn. 32-14 Tigers. Kelly, another 3 in the air from the right side. That one rolls in and out. Offensive rebound. Broom put up, missed, rebounds his miss, and then loses underneath, and it's laid in left to the rim by Baker Mazzaro. He picked up the change and scored, getting his first 2 points. Chad Baker Mazzaro, 34-14 Auburn. With 4:19 left in a half that's been disastrous for Ohio State. Bruce Thornton at center circle for the Buckeyes. Starts their offense, but we get a foul called away from the ball.
Yeah, Baker Mazzaro.
His second.
Michi Johnson will go to the line and shoot the 1-and-1. He was trying to operate, free himself on that baseline, and Baker Mazzaro, too much contact.
So coming out of the game will be Miles Kelly. Coming in is Denver Jones again, and going to the free throw line is Michi Johnson for Ohio State.
We hadn't scored yet.
They called that foul on Kelly.
Oh, they did?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So Kelly with his second. 4:13 to play in the half. Ohio State's going to get Sean Stewart back into the game to replace Devin Royal. And really, Devin Royal has been about it for Ohio State.
6 of the 14 points.
Michi Johnson played 3 games against Auburn last year while he was at South Carolina and averaged 12 points and better than 5 rebounds in those games. First free throw for Johnson is good to earn the bonus, his first point of the game.
Yeah, you're just not going to win very many games with the lack of productivity from Michi Johnson, Bruce Thornton. You just can't win that many games. You need them either scoring or assisting.
Second free throw is good. Michi Johnson, he's got 2 coming off a 4-point game last Saturday. But it's a 34-16 Ohio State hold trailing Auburn. With 4:09 left in the half, Buckeyes some backcourt pressure. Auburn has Pettiford throwing it all the way in the right corner to Baker Mazzaro. He's shut off by Thornton. Chad Baker Mazzaro now dribbles into the lane for the right, gets bumped, no whistle, shoots and scores. Didn't matter.
Yeah, he's 6'7", going against the smaller Bruce Thornton at 6'2".
It's 36-16 Auburn on top. Thornton drives all the way to the hoop, misses from on the left, tip no good Stewart. But a foul called underneath after Sean Stewart tried to tip it in from right of the rim.
Yeah, he's going to get 2. It was a control tip.
Foul on Chad Baker Mazzaro, his second, and we'll get a timeout with 3:49 left in the half. 36-16 Auburn with a lead over Ohio State. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Union Home Mortgage knows Buckeye fans never leave Ohio State behind. We've helped millions of first-time home buyers get into their dream home through our 1% down payment program. Put as little as 1% down, and UHM tosses in up to 2% on the house. Learn more at UHM.com or call 877-846-4968. Union Home Mortgage Corp is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS number 2229. UHM will contribute up to 2% down, no greater than $2,000 towards a 3% down payment. Home buyers responsible for the remainder of the down payment. This offer is available for the purchase of a primary residence only. For full terms and conditions, visit UHM.com.
Your Ohio State flagship station, The Fan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
3:49 left until halftime here in Atlanta. It's 36-16. Auburn putting it to Ohio State. Stay tuned for the AEP Energy halftime show. Skip Mossick, who's had to work miracles this weekend, we'll check scores from other games, and we'll run down your first half stats. That's all coming up at the half.
Janai Broome, second in the United States in rebounding. And Paul, he has 12 already in this first half.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's played 14 minutes. He's 6 of 14. He's every bit as what everyone said he was going to be. Multifaceted player, can impact the game in a number of ways, and he's doing it here against the Buckeyes in this first half.
And that's also to mention 15 points that he scored as well.
He's solid. Again, if you're Ohio State, you're down 20. You're coming out with 2 free throw attempts. You got to fight like heck here. The last 3:49 cannot dig that hole that they had against Maryland that first half. Although they won the second half against Maryland, too far to go. They need to cut this lead down these last 3:49.
Ohio State out of the timeout has on the court Evan Mahaffey, Bruce Thornton, Sean Stewart, John Mobley, and Michi Johnson. Once again, the Buckeyes playing without 2 players due to injuries. That would be Quest Glover and Colin White, and also, again, playing without Aaron Bradshaw, who returned to practicing with the team, and it's not really known when Bradshaw might return to playing. On the court for Auburn, Tahad Pettiford, Chad Baker Mazzaro, Chaney Johnson, Denver Jones, and Janai Broome. The Tigers now have committed 9 team fouls. The Buckeyes have committed 5. So Sean Stewart, the Duke transfer, will go to the line where he is 0 for 2 in Ohio State today from the free throw line, is 6 for 10. The other shooting numbers aren't that good either. 0 for 3, the Buckeyes from three-point range, and 5 for 19 overall. Stewart's first free throw goes down for his 5th point. And at 6'9", he's got his handful. When you consider Cardwell at 6'11", Johnson at 6'7", and Broome at 6'10" out there to defend. Sean Stewart's second free throw up and in. That one hit the back of the flange and looked like it was going to come out, but somehow it went straight down. 36-18, Auburn the lead in the ball with 3:44 left to the half. Ball advanced all the way up court where Jones shoots a 3 in the left point and knocks it in. Denver Jones.
Can't happen. In transition, you cannot allow Auburn to have that type of clean of look.
9 for Jones, and it's 39-18 Auburn with 3:28 to play. Here in the first half, Evan Mahaffey, right point, top of the key to Sean Stewart for Ohio State, feeds Bruce Thornton on the left point, where he's guarded by Baker Mazzaro. Mobley, head of the key, snaps off a 3. Mobley in and out. Rebound snatched by Baker Mazzaro of Auburn.
Halfway down and out.
39-18. Tigers will lead in the ball. Pettiford driving the right side of the lane. Gives it Baker Mazzaro to right wing. He'll float a 3 up that's no good. Ball slapped around, and Mobley tracks it down. Ohio State pushes it up the right side. John Mobley. Mobley now slows it in the right wing for the Buckeyes, who trail 39-18. With under 3 to play in the half. Michi Johnson handling on the left point. Gives it now Mahaffey. Driving the right lane line. Gets to the hoop. Layup left of the rim. Mahaffey. No good. And the rebound comes down to Auburn's Chad Baker Mazzaro. 39-18 Tigers. Baker Mazzaro on the left point with the ball. Spins left of the key on Johnson. Goes left corner Jones. Top of the circle to go to Pettiford. With 2:38 left in the half. Auburn a 39-18 lead. Pettiford gets to Jones on the left point. Center circle it comes now where it's handled by Chaney Johnson. Ball goes to Broome down the left block, but poked away and out of bounds by Mahaffey, who came from behind for the poke.
Almost came up with the steal.
Coming in, Devin Royal for Ohio State, replacing the aforementioned Evan Mahaffey. 9 on the shot clock for Auburn. 2:28 left in the half. 39-18 Tigers on top. Chad Baker Mazzaro from the left corner will throw it in with Bruce Thornton right in front of him. Gets it now where it's Broom who handles the top of the key. Leaves it now where it'll be a quick three from the left point that goes down for Tahad Pettiford.
7th McDonald All-American ever to come to Auburn, and he's the real deal, Paul.
He sure is. 42-18. They all are, Ron. Auburn with a lead. 2:12 left in the half. Thornton, top of the key, Ohio State. Dribbles foul line. Goes down the right lane line. Scoops it up to the basket. Misses. Rebound knocked around, and coming down with it is Auburn as Chaney Johnson came away with it. Feeds it to Pettiford up the right sideline for Auburn. It leads at 42-18 and a minute 56 to play in the half. Tahad Pettiford, freshman out of Jersey City, working, gives it top of the key, Janai Broom. Now to go Jones, who pumps up another three, and he hits it from a high on the left. Denver Jones again.
That was deep. It was contested, but it didn't matter, Paul.
12 run for Denver Jones. 45-18 Auburn, putting a clinic on with a minute and a half to play in the half. Bruce Thornton, Ohio State, throws the ball on the right point. Meechie Johnson. Johnson shoots a deep three on the right point and drills it. Meechie Johnson.
Thought about it for a second, but knocked it down.
He sure did. 5 for Meechie Johnson. 45-21 is the Auburn lead with a minute 19 to play here in the first half in Atlanta. Auburn will have Tahad Pettiford bringing it to center circle. Bruce Thornton awaits him in the man-to-man defense. Pettiford feeds top of the key, Janai Broom. Back to Pettiford, high on the left. Pettiford holding the ball against Thornton. Looks, throws into the right wing to Broom. Broom backing down mid-post right on Stewart. Shot clock at 10. Broom at the rim. Shot no good. Rebound just missed. Puts it up. Blocked, but goaltending. Stewart got it up on the iron. Give points number 16 and 17 to Janai Broom of Auburn as their lead grows to 47-21.
I like the fight of Sean Stewart. He's in there battling against a guy who's an All-American, and what a quick jumper. Just got it on its way down.
Auburn makes some more changes as coming into the game is Dylan Cardwell and Chris Moore, with Auburn leading 47-21. 57 seconds left in an impressive first half for Bruce Pearl's team and a bad one for Jake Diebler's team. Inbound Thornton against backcourt pressure comes Meechie Johnson. Ball back to Johnson with 52 seconds left in the half, and Ohio State trailing 47-21. Bruce Thornton at center circle guarded by Moore. Feeds Johnson on the right point where he hit that last three. And then Johnson is fouled. Tried to drive, but he was contacted by Tahad Pettiford, his first foul.
That set was called specifically for Meechie Johnson to get the ball to Bruce Thornton, to get it back, to isolate on that right side. And he knew it, was aggressively going to the rim and got contacted.
And the double bonus in play now. So Meechie Johnson will go to the free throw line. He made his first two and then hit a three-pointer. First free throw, no good off the front iron here. Meechie Johnson, second team SEC last year, playing against Auburn and the rest of that conference when he was a Gamecock at South Carolina. Second free throw up and missed again. Broom rebounds Auburn.
That hurts.
47-21 Tigers with 40 seconds left in the half. Tahad Pettiford dribbling between the circles. Slides right to the foul line. Lobs to the basket. Cardwell, who dunks it left of the rim. Beautiful lob. Dylan Cardwell now gets his first two of the game. 49-21 Auburn with 23 seconds left in this half. That can't end soon enough for Ohio State. Bruce Thornton at center circle, guarded by Chris Moore of Auburn. Thornton directing traffic. Shot clock out of play. We're down to the final 10 seconds of the half. Thornton still at center circle at the Atlanta Hawks logo. Walks it to the right point. Thornton on the right point. Stops his dribble. Feeds in the lane. Stewart, who goes to shoot. Blocked from behind by Cardwell. Out of bounds it goes. Buckeyes will keep it with 2 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, Cardwell has a high motor, Paul. Big
and
time.
A high reach.
Yep, big time. 6'11", athletic.
Bruce Thornton with 2 seconds left will inbound it from right to the backboard for Ohio State. Thornton handed the ball, gets to Devin Royal, pumps up a deep jumper in the right corner, no good, and the half comes to an end. 49-21. Auburn leading Ohio State after one half here in Atlanta. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. Growing up in the family business, I've seen firsthand the joy and love that comes with finding the perfect engagement ring. For over 77 years, our family's been dedicated to providing the best quality, unmatched selection, and the guaranteed best price. From timeless classics to custom designs, we have the perfect ring for every love story. Let our family help you celebrate the moments that mean the most. Visit Diamond Cellar today on Salmo Road or at Easton Town Center.
High-scoring offense and lockdown defense are the ingredients of a winning team. For every other ingredient, Buckeye fans trust Giant Eagle and Market District. Ready-to-eat prepared foods, a thrilling selection of fresh favorites, and everyday value from our family of brands are game day go-tos. Plus, like the Buckeyes pile up points on the court, you can score perks and earn free gas and groceries with My Perks. Giant Eagle, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Don't miss a minute of the Ohio State football postseason presented by CareSource, Kroger, and State Farm. Celebrate the culmination of the 2024 season with all of Buckeye Nation and follow along on the official athletic site. From the opening postseason kickoff to the final whistle in Atlanta, we have you covered. It's the 2024 Ohio State football postseason presented by CareSource, Kroger, and State Farm. Visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/postseason central now for more information. Go Bucks!
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Always your home for Buckeye basketball.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Your flagship station for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Welcome to our AEP Energy Halftime Report. And here at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Auburn, a commanding 49-21 lead over Ohio State. The Tigers doing everything right, and the Buckeyes having a hard time getting much of anything right to happen.
No, first of all, Auburn's a very good team.
Very.
This is a team that has all the pieces, including their coach, to win a national title. They got a big that's an All-American. They got another big down there that plays like an All-American at times. And they got a backcourt is as talented as any team in the entire country. Now, with that being said, Ohio State was down by 11 and had a chance to get it to single digits and did not. And what good teams do to you, Paul, when you play them, they will make you pay when you make mistakes. And that's what Auburn did against Ohio State here in this first half.
Tigers shooting almost 50%. The Buckeyes 25% shooting the three-point line. Auburn 9 for 16. Ohio State 1 for 5.
Yeah, I mean, clearly you got to make threes. I mean, Ohio State's one of the best teams in the country in shooting threes. They win basketball games when they're making threes. Well, they're not making threes. They didn't make threes against Maryland, got blown out, not making threes here today. So the recipe, figure out a way to win games when you're not making threes. They have not done that yet. Granted, Auburn's a very good team, number 2 in the country. They're a very good team, but Ohio State's got to make some adjustments. They need scoring. Obviously, you need to get Mr. Bruce Thornton involved in the ball game. Ohio State do not win ball games when he doesn't score. I mean, 0 points in the first half.
Yes, he has not. Nobody with more than 6. Meanwhile, Janai Broom, 17 points and double-figure rebounds already for Auburn, who leads at 49-21 over Ohio State here at the half. Stay tuned. Skip Mossick with a scoreboard update next as our AEP Energy Halftime Report continues on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
If you're looking to maximize your game day setup this holiday season, shop Bob's Discount Furniture for fan favorite styles. Their super comfy selection of Bobopedic manual and power reclining sofas with fun features like drop-down tables, USB ports, and even zero-gravity recline are perfect for catching every play or unwrapping every gift in style. So stop by and holiday the Bob's way, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at safelite.com. Safelite Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Hear every Buckeye game every year. The Fan.
Halftime here in Atlanta. Auburn big over Ohio State. Tigers lead the Buckeyes 49-21. Our AEP Energy halftime report continues. Skip Mossick with a check of your halftime scoreboard. We will start you with college basketball. Big Ten teams in action on this Saturday. Doubleheader over in Indianapolis. 5 minutes to play in the ballgame. Texas A&M leads Purdue by 9, 59-50. Game 2 of that doubleheader will have Wisconsin in action against Butler. 6 minutes to play. Penn State leads big at home over Coppin State, 80-39. Later today, UCLA will be at Arizona. Rutgers hosts Seton Hall. Illinois plays host to top-ranked Tennessee. Basketball around the state this afternoon. Halftime, Youngstown State leading Toledo 46-39. Coming up in just a moment, Cincinnati will play host to Xavier. Later on, Cleveland State hosts Brescia. Ohio will be at Marshall. Dayton in action later on today. They welcome in 6th-ranked Marquette. Bowling Green will be at Kansas City. Women's college basketball earlier today. Buckeyes roll at home over Youngstown State, 87-39. College football, 2 bowl games today. The Celebration Bowl happening right across the street here in Atlanta. Halftime, Jackson State 14, South Carolina State nothing. Later on tonight, Salute to Veterans Bowl in Montgomery. South Alabama will take on Western Michigan. Coming up at 3 in Landover, the annual Army-Navy game. NCAA Division III quarterfinals continue today. Third quarter, Mount Union leading Salisbury 28-10. Just 2 games today in the NBA. Atlanta will be at Milwaukee. Oklahoma City hosts Houston. Next game for the Cavs Monday night at Brooklyn. Busy night in the National Hockey League. 15 games. Blue Jackets play host to Anaheim this evening. Network join on many of these stations will be at 6:30 p.m. 2 afternoon games. After 1, Chicago and New Jersey are scoreless. Also after 1, the Kings lead at the Rangers 2-0. Our halftime report this afternoon was brought to you by AEP Energy. Buckeye fans, say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings with a fixed price plan with AEP Energy. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Again, the score here at the half, Auburn 49, Ohio State 21. Paul and Ron back to preview the second half next. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
Come on over to Heartland. Join our family.
Now let's discuss the financial ecosystem of Main Street. The more you deposit locally, the more capital is available for your community, the more your community thrives. It's actually as simple as that. Support your community by banking local. I'm Scott McComb, CEO. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint. With their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind or grab a carryout. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizza, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Halftime here at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, 49-21. Second-ranked Auburn leading Ohio State. Kroger pickup is the easy way to get what you want right when you need it. Try Kroger pickup today in the Kroger app or at Kroger.com. Well, Ron?
Why are you chuckling, Paul?
Yeah, there's a lot to pick up, isn't there?
Yeah, we got to pick up our scoring. I mean, clearly, as I said in the last break, before the last break, Paul, Bruce Thornton's 0 for 4. Now, a lot of that has to do with the athleticism, the defense, and the length of Auburn. That's what they do. They, as I said, Baker Mazzaro 6'7", Miles Kelly 6'6". And when you're, trust me, I know, playing at this level at 5'11", when you're going against guards that have talent, length, and athleticism, they make your life like heck. And so if you're Bruce Thornton, you got to figure out a way to get space so you can be effective as an offensive player.
Well, that'd be nice to see if that can change, but a lot will have to happen. Ohio State trailing Auburn here at the half, 49-21. Start of the second half coming up next. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
American Electric Power is a proud sponsor of Buckeyes Care.
Hi, I'm Janelle Coleman with American Electric Power. AEP comes together with our communities to create a better future every day. Whether we serve, build, or simply share with others, we make Central Ohio brighter for our neighbors. Our collaboration with Buckeyes Care is another way we work to make the future boundless for all.
When it comes to your cancer diagnosis, the choice for your care is clear.
And when you choose the James at Ohio State,
you're opting for care from a highly specialized team dedicated to treating one type of cancer, yours.
A team that studies the unique makeup of your disease to develop a personalized treatment plan.
You're choosing our region's only comprehensive cancer center designated by the National Cancer Institute.
For your cancer care, the choice is clear. The James at Ohio State.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Always and forever, your home of the Buckeyes. Home of the Buckeyes. The Fan. You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network. Presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Our broadcast position is sponsored by Union Home Mortgage, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 2229. Second half will be starting shortly. Second-ranked Auburn leading Ohio State 49-21. The Foundation is operating a 50-50 raffle at each Ohio State home basketball game this season, with proceeds benefiting basketball student-athletes and local charities. For more information on how you can participate, visit the Foundation social media channels.
Yeah, we actually got one of the Foundation board members here, Corey Schauenstein, is to our far right. So we traveled down, to support the team, and my goodness.
I'm surprised it's only one.
Me too. I thought it would be more. But
this is the kind of trip where a lot of those board members get on board. Well, Ohio State trying to get on board in what's been a difficult proposition. And, you know, as we talk about the struggles that Ohio State has, we have to point out, Ron, too, that it's a real display of the talent that Bruce Pearl has assembled at Auburn. This is a team that is deserving of being number 2 in the nation, and a team that, at least at this point of the year, now they've got to go through a tough gauntlet in the SEC when you consider Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, et cetera, et cetera. But this is a team that looks like the kind of a team that could contend to be a Final Four team.
Well, when you look at this SEC, Paul, Tennessee number 1, Auburn number 2, Kentucky number 5, Alabama number 7, Florida number 9.
How dare I forget about Kentucky?
Think about how, go Cats. So you think about how good this SEC is so far. But Auburn goes, they beat, I know it was on a neutral site, but they beat Houston, and they went to Duke and was up by double digits early in that game. Now, Duke shot the ball very well from behind the arc, big reason why they won, but not too many people go in that arena and win anyway. But this Auburn team's a real deal.
And, you know, there was some concern about this Auburn team. You mentioned the Houston game. They had a situation on their charter flight going to Houston where there were altercations amongst their teammates. And the plane turned around and went back to Auburn, Alabama. But despite that, they were able to pull together and win that basketball game and play the way they have. However it's happened, Bruce Pearl and his staff have done a great job of pulling them together.
Well, you've heard me say this before too, Paul. Adversity tells you who you really are, and they went through a little bit of adversity, and they still was able to win that ball game. And I'm telling you, I played the college basketball for 4 years. We had some fights in practice. because we're competitors. We're trying to go out there and earn minutes and whatever. And sometimes it's not a bad thing when guys are going against each other. Obviously, you don't want it to happen on a plane, but you want your players competing every day in practice. So I don't have a problem having some dogs on my team.
Yeah. And let's point out, too, it was the flight crew that decided they needed to go back, not the coaches.
I understand. I understand.
17 points from Janai Broom to lead the way from Auburn. Denver Jones is 12. Broom also with a total of 14 rebounds. Ohio State being paced by 6 each from Sean Stewart and Devin Royal. The Buckeyes will have those two along with Bruce Thornton, Michi Johnson, and Micah Parrish to start the second half here in Atlanta. Buckeyes will be back home Tuesday hosting Jake Diebler's alma mater, Valparaiso. That will be an 8 o'clock game at the Value City Arena. And then after that, they go back on the road and they'll play Kentucky a week from today in Madison Square Garden in New York City.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Paul, right there, the last couple of sets for Ohio State, they were definitely going to Michi Johnson after he hit that three. I think, he's shown that he can put up big numbers. Hopefully you can get him going here in the second half.
Janai Broom, Chad Baker Mazzara, Denver Jones, Miles Kelly, and Dylan Cardwell are on the court for Auburn. Tigers will have the ball to start the second half, moving right to left as we view it, and Auburn's whopping lead is 49-21 over Ohio State. And the inbound will come now where it's handled by Denver Jones at center circle. Auburn brings it high on the left for Kelly. Buckeyes in his zone defense. The ball comes Baker Mazzaro on the right wing. He'll throw it high on the left to Kelly, who fakes a jump shot, gets it center circle to Chad Baker Mazzaro. 18 on the shot clock. Now it looks like it's still a zone as Baker Mazzaro will throw it in the lane. Caught by Cardwell, goes up, shot blocked, and taken away by Stewart after the block. Ohio State, their first possession, coming left to right. Bruce Thornton on the right point. He'll dribble top of the key against Cardwell. Stops, feeds now underneath where Stewart's there. Layup, no good, and the rebound comes off to Broom as Sean Stewart hit the deck hard after that shot was bothered. Now dribbling is Kelly. Left corner, pulls up, shoots a jumper, misses, tip dunked in right of the rim by Cardwell of Auburn.
And they wanted goaltending. They did not call it.
4 for Dylan Cardwell, 51-21 Tigers. Opening minute of the second half here in Atlanta. And Jake Diebler is blistering the officials, probably by the lack of a couple of calls. Thornton at center circle, Ohio State. Fakes a couple of passes, throws at Sean Stewart on the right point. Stewart got away with a double dribble, ball poked away, and...
Oh, yeah, he clearly double dribbled.
And they're going to call an Auburn foul, though. He clearly double dribbled.
My. You got to get somebody going here. I know Devin Royal was doing some stuff early down low, but you need Micah Parrish, Bruce Thornton, and Michi Johnson to get going.
I guess they did not call a foul. They're just saying it's Ohio State basketball. Inbound high on the right sideline to Bruce Thornton for the Buckeyes with 16 on the shot clock. They did call a foul.
Cardwell.
Okay, Thornton on the right wing, dribbles into the lane, bounces underneath to Stewart. Stewart working against Cardwell. Shot from low on the left, no good, and the rebound off to Denver Jones of Auburn.
Dylan Cardwell is a handful, Paul.
He sure is. 51-21. Auburn with the ball in the lead. Minute and a half into the second half. Handling the ball is Kelly. Bounces center circle, Denver Jones. He'll feed it now. Broom at the foul line. Lobs for Cardwell, who dunks it right at the rim. 6 for Dylan Cardwell. 53-21 Auburn. Starting the second half the way they finished the first half. Thornton right to the foul line. Ohio State top of the key to Stewart, who dribbles once on the left point, leaves it left wing for Micah Parrish. Shoots a 3 left to the key off the bounce and hits it. 7 for Micah Parrish. 53-24 Ohio State trailing. 2 minutes into the second half here in Atlanta. Denver Jones starts at left of center circle for Auburn. Ohio State looks like they're man-to-man, maybe. Walking it to the right point is Jones. Pass it top of the key. Cardwell back to Jones. Shoots a 3 right of the key. Bumps no good off the front. Offensive rebound, Broom. Gives it Kelly, left wing. He'll throw a 3. No good, Kelly. And the ball clangs out of bounds. It'll belong to Ohio State.
Yeah, Broom finds his guys after getting those rebounds.
Checking fouls there on Cardwell. He's got 2, Dylan Cardwell. And Ohio State has the ball, trailing 53-24. 17:36 on the second half clock here in Atlanta. Bruce Thornton will get it top of the key. Devin Royal leaves it head of the circle. Johnson back to Thornton, right to the perimeter. Goes to Royal, driving right to the lane, lays it in. Devin Royal.
Yeah, nice little screen set by Sean Stewart to free up Royal,
who slipped to the rim and scored. He's got 8. 53-26 Auburn. 17-19 on the clock, second half. Kelly, top of the key, foul line to Broom. Swings on the right wing where Baker Mazzaro shoots and misses a three ball. Loose ball grab, Broom in the lane. Gets it out, Kelly, left point. Shoots a three, left of the key, Miles Kelly. No good, and the rebound down to Ohio State, but a couple of players hit the floor hard. Broom and Stewart. And they're going to call a foul, it looks like, on Sean Stewart of Ohio State. His second. And Janai Broom is still on his back on the floor of the Auburn Center. Now, finally, he's helped up. That might have been just to catch his breath.
Yeah.
And the officials have sent the players.
They're going to go see if there was some extracurricular activity here.
Yes, they sent the players to their benches to review that with 17:06 to play here in the second half. So Sean Stewart was whistled for the personal foul. It's 53-26, Auburn on top. I don't know if it's a small victory, but Auburn's not as hot from three-point range as they were in the first half.
Yeah, they're finding other ways to score, though, Paul.
Yeah, dunking it.
Dunking, yeah.
Dylan Cardwell, namely. Because he's caught a couple of alley-oops and just thrown them right down.
Yeah, I think when Sean Stewart was trying to block out Janai Broom, he might have had some contact that, forced Broom to go to the floor.
Like maybe a hook and hold?
Yeah, possibly.
A hook and hold is where the officials can whistle a foul when somebody is brought down, really being in an injury-vulnerable position.
Yeah.
You remember how that started? Isaac Haas of Purdue in the NCAA tournament was injured with one of those.
Could have cost them a national title. They had a good team that year.
So the officiating crew, Owen Short, Byron Jarrett, and Terry Oglesby, were at the scorer's table over there below us, trying to take a look and see if anything needs to be added to the common foul given to Sean Stewart.
Let's play.
That's what they're going to do. 53-26, Auburn's lead. It'll be a common foul, so the Tigers will re-enter the ball from right of their own rim. 17:06 on the second half clock. After this game, it'll be Florida playing Arizona State. And then after that one, it's Grand Canyon against Georgia here in this building. So an SEC-heavy fight card here. Janai Broom, who hit the deck hard, is inbounding from right of the backboard for Auburn. Throws Chad Baker Mazzaro right to the foul line. He'll dump it in a lane for Broom. Working in the right portion of the lane. Broom in mid-post. Shoots it over Stewart and scores.
Yeah, just a mismatch there with his size and his ability.
19 for Janai Broom. He just throws it to the basket and it goes in.
Yeah, 6'10", going over 6'9".
55-26 Auburn's lead. Stewart top of the key, Ohio State. Under 17 to play in the game. Gives it left point Thornton. Head of the key to Michi Johnson, who's bothered by Jones with the defense. Johnson kills his dribble from top of the circle. Goes to Parrish on the right point. 9 on the shot clock. Parrish drives to the right block. Goes to the hoop. Parrish lays it up from left of the rim. No good. Broom rebounds at Auburn. 55-26 Tigers. Quickly it comes up court. Baker Mazzaro driving left of the rim and the ball knocked out of his hands and out of bounds. Will they call a foul? Yes, they will on Ohio State's Michi Johnson, who tracked it from behind.
Yeah, with the reach. Could have been a dunk had he not reached in. But that sums up the afternoon. Micah Parrish with an excellent move to free himself up. Goes to the rim, and it goes in and out.
So Michi Johnson got the arm of Chad Baker Mazzaro on that drive. That is also the second team foul of the half on Ohio State.
Yeah, Michi Johnson got the ball clean, but got a lot of arm as he was coming down.
Yes. So the left-hander Baker Mazzaro knocks his first free throw in for his 5th point. Young man who was at Duquesne, then he was at San Diego State, then he was at Northeast Florida State. From the Dominican Republic, but played high school basketball in New Jersey. Chad Baker Mazzaro, averaging 13.1 a game. Second free throw, good.
Second on the team in three-point shooting, Paul.
Mm-hmm. And now it's 57-26 Auburn with 16:25 to play in the game here at State Farm Arena in Atlanta. Bruce Thornton will throw the ball to Austin Parks on the right wing, who's just checked in, covered by Cardwell to Parks. Sophomore out of St. Mary's Memorial, bounces deep in the right corner, Micah Parrish. Parrish now dribbling, working on Jones, trying to get to the right block. Ball poked away by Jones, saved by Parrish right wing. 10 on the shot clock. Parrish steps back right corner, shoots a fadeaway, got it.
Just went flat out one-on-one on that right wing.
9 for Micah Parrish. 57-28 Auburn. Under 16 to play in the game. Denver Jones starts the Auburn offense high on the right sideline. Throws right wing Chad Baker Mazzaro. Top of the key Dylan Cardwell brings it over now to Miles Kelly on the left point. Kelly will feed it left wing Janai Broom, who's covered by Austin Parks. 14 on the shot clock. Sloppy dribble, and Parks pokes it out of bounds. Auburn will keep it up front, and we'll get a timeout. with 15:40 to play in the game. 57-28 Auburn with a lead. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability efforts, and for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
Toyotathon is on, the perfect time to shop for a new SUV with more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else, like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through January 6th, get any new Highlander or Grand Highlander with 5.99 APR financing up to 72 months, including hybrid models, with $1,657 per thousand borrowed, subject to approved credit through TFS. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Come on over to Heartland.
Getting a mortgage? We take pride in providing the value and service you deserve in one of the most important transactions you'll ever have. Community banks have the most flexibility and the lowest rates. Now fact check that. I'm Scott McComb, CEO. Coming over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Fan. Ohio sports destination. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Stay safe this season and make a plan for a safe ride home. If you drive drunk, you will be caught and you will be arrested. Drive sober or get pulled over, funded by the Ohio Traffic Safety Office and the National Highways Traffic Safety Administration. 15:40 to play second half here in Atlanta, and Auburn leading Ohio State 57-28.
Yeah, second year in a row that Bruce Thornton was able to come back to his home. Last year was against UCLA. This year, obviously, against Auburn. And, you know, he's got 30-plus people here yet again today. You don't know if that might have played into some of this. I mean, this is not Bruce Thornton to be 0 for 4 here. He's obviously a much better basketball player than that. And, again, you got to give Auburn credit, but clearly Ohio State needs to figure out a way to get their star junior involved in this game offensively.
They had 13 points and 7 rebounds in the game played last year here in this building against UCLA. Of course, both Bruce's parents were athletes at Georgia, who will be playing later tonight. But it's been a tough go for him, as it has been for the most part for the entire Ohio State team.
Well, when you look at this makeup of this team, and especially not having Bradshaw in this lineup, anytime you're going against an opposition that has the girth that Auburn has, and I talked about Cardwell, then you throw in Broome, let alone their talent, but I'm just talking about their size and their strength. It will be a problem for this Ohio State team moving forward.
Yes, it will. And again, Aaron Bradshaw not playing, even though he did return to practice with the team this week. He has missed 5 games. Colin White also not playing. He's missed the last 3. Quest Glover has missed the last 6. So there's some limited options there for Jake Deaver.
Yeah, without a doubt. But, hey, injury's part of the game. You just got to keep playing. And you learn from this one, but this is a painful learning experience here.
Against the number 2 team in the country. Austin Parks, Micah Parrish, Devin Royal, John Mobley, Bruce Thornton on the court for Ohio State. Auburn has the ball. Miles Kelly, Denver Jones, Dylan Cardwell, Janai Broome, and Chad Baker-Mazzaro, the 5 for the Tigers. The inbound to come from the left wing, and it goes left point. Jones bounces left to Lane Cardwell, wedges himself down to the rim, puts a shot up from low on the right, and banks it in.
That's like bully ball right there. Just lowered his shoulder and just took it right to Austin Parks.
8 for Dylan Cardwell. 59-28 Auburn, with 15.5 to play in the game. Bruce Thornton for Ohio State scoreless, as you mentioned, Ron, dribbling at center circle. Thornton working against Kelly, dribbling between the rings. Now Thornton backing up. Works just left of center circle, feeds it high on the right sideline for Devin Royal. Walks it to the right point, shoots a 3 right to the key off the bounce. No good, Royal. Rebound Cardwell, Auburn. 59-28 Tigers. Quick field will come to Kelly on the left wing with 15 minutes left in the game. Throws to Cardwell, right of the paint. Crossing to the right wing for Baker-Mazzaro. Shoots and misses a 3 ball. Rebound slapped around. It goes out of bounds off the Tigers, so the Buckeyes will get it. And Dylan Cardwell knocked over one of the auxiliary high rent tables down there at floor level next to the Auburn bench.
Hey, we all used to be agile like that, huh, Paul? He jumped up on that table and came down safely.
We all used to be. Thank you for the benefit of the doubt that's not deserved. 59-28. Auburn the lead. Ohio State the ball. Under 15 to play in the game. Devin Royal on the left point. Buckeyes fakes the three. Well, get a top of the key to Austin Parks. Parks now walks it over to the right point. Stops, gives it a right of the key to Parrish. Slips to the foul line, lobs it underneath to Parks. Catches, goes up, lays it in, left of the rim, Austin Parks.
Positive possession right there. Good action involving Micah Parrish and Austin Parks.
First two for Parks, who had a career-high 6 last Saturday. 59-30, Auburn. 14:22 to play here in the second half. Tahad Pettiford, who's in for the Tigers, goes top of the key. Cardwell leaves it. Kelly back to Pettiford. Head of the circle. Slips out to the right point. Pettiford lobs it to the basket. Cardwell no good on a dunk try, and it rebounds off to Mobley for Ohio State. Mobley pushing it up. Lobs to the basket. Royal catches and dunks right at the rim. Devin Royal. He's in doubles with 10. Mobley the assist. 59-32 Auburn. Under 14 to play here in the second half. Tahad Pettiford for Auburn, dribbling between the circles. Now slides over to the right point, drives right of the lane, stops on the right wing, gets it up top of the key. Janai Broom. Broom against Parks, drives him down the right lane line. Broom puts up a shot, good.
That's an All-American right there.
All-American move by an All-American player, Janai Broom, who's got 21.
He's going to his right hand, too. That's his offhand.
Yes, 61-32, Auburn's advantage. With 13.5 to play here in the basketball game. Thornton working at a left point, Ohio State against Cardwell. Thornton tries to get to the foul line, gets to the stripe, goes down the right lane line, gets it Royal, right corner, drives under to Parks, who fakes, shoots, misses from low on the left, and Broom, who bothered the shot, gets the rebound for Auburn. 61-32 Tigers, 13-12 to play, and we get the officials to stop play. I think Miles Kelly had an injury problem coming the other way, and that's why the officials stopped play. So Auburn will make a couple of substitutions. Chris Moore and Chaney Johnson will come into the game. Meanwhile, Micah Parrish and Austin Parks leave for Ohio State as Evan Mahaffey and John Stewart return. 61-32 Auburn with 13-12 to play in today's game here in Atlanta. And just like they say at the fast food restaurant, Auburn has had it their way today. Chaney Johnson on the right point, throws left to the foul line, Janai Broom. Broom on Stewart, holding it left to the perimeter. Broom now throws it down in the left corner where Pettiford will launch a three. Got it.
Look at that stroke of that freshman.
Tahad Pettiford with 9. 64-32 Auburn. Under 13 to play in the game. Top of the key, Stewart, Ohio State dribbles once to the right point, leaves it right of the key, Devin Royal. Royal sends it left point, Thornton, who fakes the three. Thornton will dump it left corner, Mobley. Closed that on quickly by Baker Mazzara is Mobley, working left wing. Steps back, throws a three, connects.
He got space, even going against 6'7".
First 3 points of the game, freshman John Mobley for Ohio State. 64-35 is the Auburn lead. 12:25 left in the game. Tigers have Chaney Johnson, top of the key, throwing it left wing, Janai Broom. Off it'll come left corner, Pettiford feeds it Broom down on the left block. Broom will throw it on the right wing, Baker Mazzara dribbles, drives low on the right, layup, no good, but he is fouled by Evan Mahaffey, his first.
Yeah, Baker Mazzara was going up there to throw that one down, and Evan Mahaffey got him down low.
So that'll put Chad Baker Mazzara at the free throw line where he has made 20 in a row. Did you hear that, Skip? He has made 20 in a row.
He has.
He's a 90% free throw shooter. Trying to see if he can make 21 in a row. Chad Baker Mazzara, 6'7" senior from the Dominican Republic. Up and good.
And he did.
He did it.
And you look at him, as I said, Paul, 6'7". The guy that's shooting 47% from beyond the arc, 58% from the field. What a athlete on this team.
Yes. Had a 13.6 rebound game Sunday in Auburn's win over Richmond.
Played 1 year at San Diego State, Mountain West Sixth Man of the Year.
Mm-hmm. Also was at Duquesne, where he played for the Dukes in Pittsburgh. Second free throw is up, and it is good for his 8th point, so he's now made 22 in a row at the line. 66-35 Auburn. 12:09 left in today's game here in Atlanta. Meechie Johnson starts at center circle, Ohio State. Drifts out to the left sideline, Johnson. Now cuts top of the key, goes foul line, goes down the lane. Layup Johnson right to the rim, no good. Rebound Broom for Auburn. Outlet Baker Mazzara up the right side. Gets to the foul line, leaves it left point for Moore. Moore will dribble to the foul line on Johnson. Step back at the top of the key. Baker Mazzaro dribbles down the left wing. Baker Mazzaro shoots a fadeaway left wing. No good. And the rebound, Demichi Johnson. However, we had a collision with Devin Royal. And Janai Broom away from the ball. And a foul is going to be called, it looks like, on Devin Royal with a timeout. 11:44 to play in the game. 66-35, Auburn with the lead. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
Cheers to a great day and this ice-cold Corona.
You know what would make this day even better? My grandma's carne asada.
Or your grandma here with us, making carne asada.
She does love a cold Corona.
Throw in some dancing.
Oh, we can watch the game.
I'll drink to that.
So a backyard concert with football, food, dancing, and Corona?
And your grandma.
Or we could keep it simple.
Simple is good. Want a Corona?
Thanks. Salud to the perfect day.
Corona, la vida más fina. Get your Corona at ordercorona.com. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Import, Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Hey, Buckeye Nation, Paul Keels here for my other favorite nation, Window Nation. If you're a fan of scoring, you're going to love this. Window Nation is going nuts with an incredible offer just for you. Buy 2 windows, get 2 windows free plus 0 down and 0 payments with 0 interest for 2 years. And if you order a full house of windows, you'll be part of a full house at the Shoe with tickets to a Buckeye game. Call Window Nation today at 866-90-NATION or visit them online at windownation.com. Tell them Paul sent you for the Buckeyes Full House Special.
Your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
Buckeye basketball is brought to you by Corona Extra, the official cerveza of La Vida Más Fina. Find the fine life. Please drink responsibly. Corona Extra beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. 11:44 left in today's game. It's 66-35. Auburn leading Ohio State. So when you think of Auburn basketball, who's the first person comes to your mind?
Charles Barkley.
The round mound of rebound, as they called him when he played down there in the Plains, or the other nickname he had because of his girth, as you said it. He was called the bread truck.
Yeah, okay.
And it was because Charles had such a large posterior and as a short pivot man, going up against guys like Melvin Turpin, he just would rear-end his way into position.
You just hear Charles Barkley talk about his days at Auburn, man. Goodness gracious.
You say it was terrible.
Yeah, terrible.
Terrible.
Well, I know one person that's not terrible is Janai Broom. 21 points and 20 rebounds. And there's still 11:44 to go in this ball game.
Yeah.
He's got 20 boards, Paul, like Jerry Lucas back in Ohio State days.
The foul going into the timeout was against Devin Royal of Ohio State Buckeyes with 14 fouls in the half, and Auburn with just 1. 11:44 left in the game. The number 2 team in the nation looking every bit of it. The Auburn Tigers. You know, these two schools met once in football, Ron. It was the 1990 Hall of Fame Bowl that Auburn won 31-14. Surprising they've only played once in football.
Where was that played?
Hall of Fame Bowl, which is in Tampa.
Tampa.
Yes. Now called, well, who knows what those bowls are called anymore now. It was called the Outback Bowl, and the names change. Well, Auburn will inbound it. Chaney Johnson from left to the backboard. Bounces deep in the left corner. Chris Moore back to Johnson in the left block. Johnson doubled up. He'll work against Mahaffey. Left of the lane. Down on the left block. Turns left baseline. Turns again. Throws a shot up Johnson. No good. Rebounds his miss down on the left block. Wheels into the lane. Johnson goes to shooter. Stewart reached in and fouled him on a missed shot.
I think they really wanted to go to Johnson. They hadn't scored yet in this ball game, so that was a design play to get him involved.
And he went and got the rebound off his own miss.
Oh, yeah.
So he'll go to the line, averaging 9.6 a game and a 64% free throw shooter. So Chaney Johnson, 6'7" senior from Alabaster, Alabama, at the line. He's got 2 coming, and his first one's good for his first point. Of course, this Auburn team went to the Final Four in 2019. But also remember, too, they were not without a lot of drama. Their head coach, Bruce Pearl, for a while, as Johnson hits the second free throw, was refusing to cooperate with NCAA investigators during that time. But they came through it unscathed. 68-35. Auburn with the lead. Ohio State with the ball. 11:18 left in the game. Michi Johnson had the ball, gets it to Parrish, dribbling down to the right block. Micah Parrish now doubled up in the right corner. Parrish gets out of it, throws high on the right sideline. Mobley. Foul line to Stewart. Stops, shoots from the stripe. Stewart, no good. Rebound Cardwell, Auburn. He's on top 68-35. 11 minutes to play. Everything going the Tigers' way. Auburn will have Tahad Pettiford throwing it where it's knocked away by Stewart, nearly stolen. Stewart dives on the floor in the backcourt, comes up with it. Sean Stewart wrestling away from defenders, and we get a jump ball called. The possession arrow will keep the ball with Ohio State. It's a couple times we've seen him doing that.
Yeah, Sean Stewart on the floor fighting.
So the Buckeyes keep the ball. Coming out of the lineup, John Mobley and Evan Mahaffey for Ohio State. Devin Royal is back in along with Bruce Thornton. 68-35. Auburn with the lead. This is a team that's lost only once, and that was on the road at Duke. Bruce Thornton below center circle, Ohio State. Dribbles high on the right. Thornton now comes top of the key behind a Stewart screen. Stops, throws it now on the right point for Parrish. Micah Parrish dribbling right to the key on Moore. 15 on the shot clock. Parrish races foul line. Goes down the lane. Throws in the left corner. Thornton snaps off a three. No good. Thornton. A rebound to Auburn. Pettiford comes up with it. 68-35. Auburn on top with 10:23 left in the game. Tahad Pettiford, a 6'1 freshman from Jersey City. Ball comes around now. We're handling it as Denver Jones on the left wing. Jones on Parrish. Knifes into the lane from the left. Stops, fake, shoots a fadeaway below the foul line, scores it.
Yeah, that's when you're up by this amount. You can just do whatever you want inside.
14 for Denver Jones, doing whatever he wants. 70-35 Auburn. Buckeyes with the basketball, and it's Micah Parrish on the right point with it, guarded by Moore. Parrish now backtracks up the right sideline, brings the top of the key. Micah Parrish throws in the right corner where Stewart dribbles down to the right block, goes to the hoop from lower on the right, and throws it in. Sean Stewart.
There as well, Paul, taking it inside, banging against Cardwell.
8 points for Sean Stewart. 70-37 Auburn. 9.5 to play in the game. Pettiford spinning right of the foul line. Stops, shoots a fadeaway at the stripe. Pettiford, no good. Stewart cleans the window for Ohio State, but the ball yanked out of his hands and out of bounds. And because of that, Dylan Cardwell will be called for a foul.
Yeah, going over the top.
His third.
Yeah, the head coach doesn't have a problem with that foul. That's just activity there.
The head coach being Bruce Pearl. Mm-hmm. Somebody gave Bruce Pearl some inside information.
Yeah. You're legendary, Paul.
Oh, no.
Big Daddy. That's what he said.
That's what he said. 70-37. Auburn the lead. Ohio State with the ball. 9:24 to play here in the game. Devin Royal, top of the key. Buckeyes dribbles once. Gives it up now ahead of the circle. Micah Parrish. He'll step out to the right point. Parrish stops, shoots a three right to the key. No good. Parrish. Rebound Cardwell. Auburn. 70-37 Tigers. Feed to Moore, working in the right point. Right to the key comes Pettiford. Now on the left point to Jones. Jones returns it to Pettiford just below center circle with 9 minutes left in the game. Pettiford for Auburn on Mobley. Goes now where it's handled by Chaney Johnson. Driving right to the lane. Banks it in. That's 4 for Chaney Johnson. 72-37 Auburn. Getting pretty much whatever they want right now. 8:45 to play in the game. Thornton gives it between the circles. Devin Royal, Ohio State. Leaves it Mobley, who works top of the key. Lobs it now where it's caught by Thornton down on the right block. Gets under the rim. Fakes, triple teamed. Has to get rid of it. Throws it out to Royal, high on the left. To the foul line, down the lane, and a foul called against Auburn on Devin Royal's drive.
And Chris Moore, a lot of contact up top. They're letting them play for the most part here, which is really to Auburn's advantage. They're a physical team.
First foul on Moore. It is the third of the half on Auburn. Moore will leave the Auburn lineup. Bruce Thornton right to the backboard inbound for Ohio State. Right wing to Devin Royal. Returns it to Thornton on the right point. 72-37 Auburn's lead. Now Parrish right of the foul line with it, Ohio State. Parrish working on Howard. Out on the right wing. Parrish dribbling between his legs. Stop, shoots a three on the right wing. Parrish, no good. Rebound Cardwell, Auburn. 72-37 Tigers with 8:10 to play. Tahad Pettiford dribbling at center circle. Auburn covered by John Mobley of Ohio State. Pettiford cuts to the left point. Now dribbles left to the foul line. Circles around right to the stripe. Lobs to the basket. There's Cardwell missing on a dunk. And the loose ball comes off where it's taken away by Auburn. Cardwell will get a clean dunk and throws it down left to the rim this time. 10 for Cardwell. Looking like an NBA slam dunk contest, and we'll get a timeout with 7:46 left in the game here in Atlanta. 74-37, Auburn ahead of Ohio State. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safelite Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at safelite.com. Safelite Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Hey Buckeye Nation, Paul Keels here for my other favorite nation, Window Nation. If you're a fan of scoring, you're going to love this. Window Nation is going nuts with an incredible offer just for you. Buy 2 windows, get 2 windows free plus 0 down and 0 payments with 0 interest for 2 years. And if you order a full house of windows, you'll be part of a full house at the Shoe with tickets to a Buckeye game. Call Window Nation today at 866-90-NATION or visit them online at windownation.com. Tell them Paul sent you for the Buckeyes Full House Special.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan. You're listening to the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Our broadcast position today is sponsored by Union Home Mortgage, the official home lending sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Learn about their 1% down payment program at UHM.com, equal housing lender, NMLS number 2229. We have 7:46 left in the second half of today's game here at State Farm Arena in Atlanta, and Auburn leads Ohio State 74-37.
Clearly, this is very difficult. You're down by this amount, and 7:46 to go. That the only thing you can do is keep fighting. Just trying to fight and play and make the best of it. But again, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Bruce Thornton. He's 0 for 5. He can't get his shot. I mean, he's played against stellar talent before. This is just really perplexing here. They need to get him involved. I know the game is pretty much over, but, you know, play this last 7:46 with him getting engaged and having some productivity.
Auburn shooting 47% from the floor. Ohio State 32%. Three-point range, it's 10 for 22 Tigers, 3 for 11 Buckeyes. Foul line 89% Auburn, 57% Ohio State. Those numbers tell you a lot of the story. But again, this is an Auburn team that just looks like they're loaded for bear.
Yeah, no question about it. You know, this is a team last year, Paul, 27-8, 13-5 in their conference three-way tie, and got beaten in the first round.
First round of the NCAA tournament. They went all the way from Auburn, Alabama to Spokane, Washington, and got beat by Yale.
Mm-hmm.
Yale.
Yep, and they were up 10 with 3 minutes to go, Paul. I said 7 minutes to go, and they lost that ball game.
You know, the Ivy League has been known to pull off some surprises in the NCAA tournament.
Anything can happen. March Madness.
Yes. And Auburn Madness here today, 74-37 Tigers. Buckeyes with the ball, 7:41 left in the game. Michi Johnson, center circle, Ohio State, dribbling against the man-to-man defense. Now picks up his dribble, throws center circle, Micah Parrish. He'll go to the right point with the basketball. Parrish, covered by Howard. Shot clock at 13. Throws it top of the key to Thornton. Shoots a straight on 3. No good. Front iron. Rebound tipped away from Howard, but Auburn's Pettiford comes up with it. 74-37 Tigers. Now driving down the middle of the lane, and the foul committed as it was taking Ja'Kai Howard going down the lane, but got fouled trying to drive to the hoop.
Yeah, Bruce Thornton with the foul.
And we'll get another timeout here with 7:16 remaining in the second half. 74-37. Auburn with the lead. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
Hey, Buckeye Nation, are you ready to cheer your team on to victory? Evan Williams Bourbon is now the official bourbon sponsor of Ohio State Athletics and Game Day's #1 pour. From tip-off traditions to buzzer-beater celebrations, adding this award-winning bourbon to your game day lineup is a slam dunk. It's extra aged for a taste that's smooth, rich, and easy to enjoy, whether you're sipping neat, on the rocks, or in a cocktail. Visit evanwilliams.com to find a bottle near you. Go Buckeyes! Evan Williams, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky, 43.45% alcohol by volume. Think wisely, drink wisely.
When it comes to your cancer diagnosis, the choice for your care is clear.
And when you choose the James at Ohio State,
You're opting for care from a highly specialized team dedicated to treating one type of cancer, yours.
Where more than 1,700 scientists are working on new treatments and new hope for every form of cancer.
You're making the choice to have the most advanced treatments, many of which were developed right here.
For your cancer care, the choice is clear. The James at Ohio State.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics.
7:16 left in today's game here in Atlanta. Auburn 74, Ohio State 37. It's time to spotlight today's best in game, brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game. It is a proud sponsor of Ohio State athletics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see here. Paul, we're being out rebounded 44-19. We just got to keep playing. We got to keep playing.
All right.
Got to keep playing.
And keeping playing for Ohio State are Austin Parks, Evan Mahaffey, Micah Parrish, Bruce Thornton, and Michi Johnson. And all these Auburn fans that used their tickets today are really enjoying what they're seeing here as their team has a commanding 74-37 lead.
Well, I will say Micah Parrish in the second half, he's 4 of 7 overall, so that's a good sign. I think that's something that we can spotlight. But other than that, Paul, it's been pretty tough going here.
And it's been a great Auburn supportive crowd that's been out here watching this basketball team do what they're doing. You know, known primarily as a football school, and they've not been anywhere near what they've expected in football in recent years. But what Bruce Pearl has done here at basketball at Auburn has been very, very noteworthy.
He's won everywhere. He's had success.
Yep.
Coach of the years and in a number of conferences.
Yep. Tennessee and Milwaukee. Really did well at the junior college level in Southern Indiana at Vincennes. So for Auburn at the free throw line is Chaney Johnson, where he is 2 for 2 today and has scored a total of 4 points. First free throw for Johnson is good. Of course, Auburn for years had some pretty good coaching by a guy named Sonny Smith. Had some great NCAA tournament teams for a while. And then Cliff Ellis went from Clemson to Auburn, and Cliff Ellis coached that team that Ohio State beat in the Sweet 16. Second foul shot missed. Rebound is tracked down by Ohio State's Micah Parrish.
I had to look at this rebound number twice. 44-20. Advantage Auburn.
75-37 is advantage Auburn with the score. Evan Mahaffey below center circle to Thornton at the foul line. Thornton has it knocked out of his hands, and he's fouled by Dylan Cardwell, his 4th. Ohio State out of the timeout has put Ivan Njegovan into the game, 7'1" freshman out of Croatia. That is team foul number 4 on the Tigers. So Thornton will inbound it from left to the backboard for Ohio State with Cardwell right in front of him. Thornton will throw it out to Mahaffey on the left wing. Back to Bruce Thornton, who dribbles left point for Ohio State, trailing 75-37. Buckeyes are trailing to Auburn. Thornton between the circles. Now dribbles left to the foul line. Stops left to the stripe. Gives it for Michi Johnson, left point, 7 on the shot clock. Johnson behind a screen from Njegovan. Dribbling a high on the left, cuts to the foul line, steps back, throws in a lane. Njegovan shoots, but not before the shot clock goes off.
That's just great defense there by Auburn. It denied the penetration there by Michi Johnson.
Devin Royal in, Evan Mahaffey out. Also Michi Johnson leaving in favor of John Mobley for Ohio State. 75-37 Tigers, who led 49-21 at the half. 6.5 to play in the game. Dylan Cardwell, top of the key. Picks up his dribble, guarded by Njegovan. Gives it up now, where it's handled by Johnson, left point. Ball comes center circle, Pettiford. with 15 on the shot clock. Tahad Pettiford dribbles left to the foul line, stops, goes to Johnson, who shoots a three right of the key. No good. Chaney Johnson, offensive rebound. Cardwell, Auburn. In the right corner. Goes down to the right block, goes to shoot, wheels it up, no good. Nyegovan rebounds for Ohio State. 75-37, Tigers on top. 6 minutes to play in the game. And the ball, Devin Royal, left corner. Royal barging his way into the lane, turns on a left block, forces a shot up, no good, but a foul called on Chaney Johnson, his third.
Yeah, you're going one-on-one down low. Again, Devin Royal has that skill set, Paul, backing in and took the right drop step and drew the contact.
Coming off a career-high 22-point game last week, Devin Royal, the only Buckeye player in double figures today, with 10. So the sophomore up there at the free throw line drills his first one for his 11th point.
Yeah, just really good defense. It's like taking Buckeyes 3 minutes to score a point. Like every 3 minutes, that's when they score.
Well,
not going to win many basketball games doing that.
Second free throw, Devin Royal is good again. His 8th double-figure game of the year with 12 points, 75-39. Auburn on top. Tahad Pettiford will get it now. Denver Jones, top of the key, left point. Chaney Johnson for the Tigers. Returns at center circle, Pettiford, who's guarded by John Mobley. 16 on the shot clock for Auburn. And Tahad Pettiford between the circles, dribbles left to the foul line, stops, gets it now where Johnson has it. Drives down a lane, loses the ball off his foot. No. They say off one of the Ohio State players, so the Tigers will keep it with 9 on the shot clock.
Yeah, that's a bad call. John Mobley deflected, and it went off the foot of Johnson for sure of Auburn.
Sometimes the eyes deceive you. The inbound will come just left to the foul line. Caldwell goes down to the right block. Caldwell now gets it deep in the right corner. A three's put up by Howard and good. Jakai Howard with his first points of the game, hitting it from the right corner. 78-39 Auburn.
That's his 4th three-point attempt of the year.
5:18 to play. He missed some time.
Yep.
Jakai Howard did. Thornton, Ohio State gives it right point. Devin Royal. He'll drive down to the right block, go to the hoop, layup block. Cardwell batted that thing out of bounds on the drive by Devin Royal. And Cardwell pumps up the Auburn crowd after that block.
How many? It's like a home game for him.
Yes, it are.
But think about how many teams would love to have that type of player on their team. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, playing in his 138th career game at Auburn. A fifth-year guy. All 5 at Auburn.
Yep.
That's the rarity. Inbound to go right corner, Devin Royal for Ohio State with 5:07 left in the game. Gall becomes right point to Thornton. He'll dribble top of the key, step back, gun a three, hit it. Bruce Thornton for his first points of the day. 78-42 Auburn. Under 5 to play in the game here in Atlanta. Tahad Petaway for Auburn will give it on the right point. Chaney Johnson. He'll throw it around on the left wing now. We're driving to the hoop as Hudson gets underneath. Layup, no good, low on the left, and the rebound comes off to Parrish off the miss for Jaheim Hudson of Auburn. Parrish racing down the middle of the lane. Jump stops at the dotted line. Now goes to shoot. Misses from low on the left, but a foul called underneath. Micah Parrish may have gotten away with a travel.
Either on Hudson or Howard.
I'm going to guess Hudson.
Okay.
Not knowing for sure.
It's on Hudson.
It is. Okay.
Good call.
And it'll put Micah Parrish. It was just a guess. Micah Parrish at the free throw line. For the first time today, playing in his 144th collegiate game, hits his first free throw.
He's one of the tops in the country in active players. What, 5th?
5th.
Yeah.
Started his career at Oakland University in Detroit, then to San Diego State, where he played in the national title game, and now at Ohio State. 78-43, Auburn's lead. Bruce Pearl is starting to empty his bench and get some guys out. Denver Jones leaves after having scored 14. Back free throw missed by Parrish. Auburn comes down with a rebound, and they'll have the ball leading 78-43 with 4.5 minutes to play in this here game. Tahad Pettiford for Auburn. Gives it up top of the key, Chaney Johnson. He'll swing it over now where it's handled by Hudson on the right wing. Launches a three. Hudson, no good. Rebound Thornton, Ohio State. 78-43 Auburn. With 4:17 to play. Thornton dribbling into the lane to the left. Run into. Ball loose. He falls down to grab it. Bruce Thornton. Now triple team tied up. Jump ball signal. Possession arrow will give the ball to Auburn.
Yeah, Bruce Thornton tried to split the double team there, and the quick hands of Auburn. As I said, that length that they have in that backcourt.
And that double team became a triple team as he tried to do that. 78-43. Auburn's lead. with 4 minutes and 9 seconds left in the game. Tahad Pettiford gets the ball now where it was handled by Pegues, who's in. Ball comes down where working low on the right block is Hudson. Hudson on Yegevon, throws it out on the right point. Howard, he'll shoot a deep three, no good, but he is fouled. Micah Parrish got him on the three-point try for his third foul. So Ja'Kai Howard will go to the foul line, and we will get a timeout with 3:54 left in today's game in Atlanta. 78-43, Ohio State trailing Auburn. This is Buckeye basketball from Learfield.
AEP Energy wants to know if you're ready to say goodbye to higher rates and hello to savings. Get your energy costs under control by locking in a fixed rate for your electricity supply. You'll lower your bills and get price protection from rising rates. Take control and lock in a low fixed rate. Visit aepenergy.com/OSU to get started. AEP Energy, the official electricity and natural gas sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. AEP Energy is a competitive retail electrical and natural gas service provider and affiliate of Ohio Power Company, AEP Ohio. AEP Energy is not soliciting on behalf of and is not an agent of AEP Ohio.
High-scoring offense and lockdown defense are the ingredients of a winning team. For every other ingredient, Buckeye fans trust Giant Eagle and Market District. Ready-to-eat prepared foods, a thrilling selection of fresh favorites, and everyday value from our family of brands are game day go-tos. Plus, like the Buckeyes pile up points on the court, you can score perks and earn free gas and groceries with My Perks. Giant Eagle, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
It's time to deck those halls, and if you're getting ready for those high-stakes holiday meals, Bob's Discount Furniture can help. Be the host with the most this season when you shop your choice of the latest party-ready dining sets in multiple heights, finishes, and styles for just $5.99. So stop by or visit mybobs.com and holiday the Bob's Way, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Your Ohio State flagship station, The Fan. This is the Ohio State Sports Network, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State Athletics.
Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Always your home for Buckeye basketball.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Your flagship station for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
3 minutes, 54 seconds left in today's game here at State Farm Arena in Atlanta. Auburn 78, Ohio State 43. Stay tuned after the game for the Encova Insurance postgame show. We'll hear from Coach Jake Diebler and have a complete recap of today's game. Brought to you by Encova Insurance for auto and home, and circling you with solutions you can trust. Encova, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
What's interesting, Paul, is that up here, it's tough for us to call the game, but I know that there's a lot of pride on that bench. And, Jake Diebler's always been a winner in everything he's done as a player, obviously at the high school level, and being a part as an assistant coach in various roles with Ohio State during some really good times in years. So I know that this is going to be something that's going to motivate him to work even harder to bounce back from this. This is not what you want. 78-43 to go, and with 3:54 to go, you're down by this amount.
Well, there's some interesting wardrobe out here in these stands today. This is the kind of game that makes you notice the things you don't normally notice. Yeah. Somebody must have told that guy that looked good one time. Wolf. Well, Ja'Kai Howard at the free throw line for Auburn, a 6'8 freshman out of Boston. This young man played some of his high school ball here in Georgia as well as California. First free throw is up and good for his fourth point. And a guy that really missed quite a bit of time during the season, but Sunday in their game with Richmond had 13 points. And Bruce Pearls talked about trying to get him more in the run of things. Hits his second of free throws.
He's another energy guy, Paul. I mean, somebody that can explode and make plays and get the crowd into the game and change the momentum of a basketball game.
Won the National Slam Dunk Contest for high schoolers last year.
I can see that.
Yes. Third free throw is good. 6 points all since halftime for Ja'Kai Howard. 81-43 Auburn with 3:50 to play in the game. Bruce Thornton, who has scored just 3 points, brings it up the middle of the floor, Ohio State. Feeds it now to John Mobley on the left point where he's covered by Cardwell. Mobley Dribbles down to the left wing, steps back, throws a 2-point shot that giggles in and out. Rebound slapped out. Royal with it to Mobley, left wing, fires a three that's blocked. And then Royal tries to track the loose ball down, but it comes down to Pettiford for Auburn, who leads at 81-43. Thrown on the right wing where Howard will gun a three that's good.
My goodness, they are pouring it on.
9 for Ja'Kai Howard, 84-43 Auburn with 3:15 to play. Bruce Thornton at the foul line gets tied up and draws a foul as J.P. Pegues reached in to try and stop his drive and commits his first.
Yeah, I'm looking at my math here. We're down 41 now, 84-43.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, well, time and score, we got to tell it. But, yeah, like all you can do is keep fighting. I don't recall ever being in a situation like this as a player, but we've had some games where the team got the better of us, and the message from our head coach was always keep fighting to the buzzer. That's all you can do at this juncture.
Bruce Thornton misses a free throw. Doesn't get the bonus. Auburn collects the rebound. A little more than 3 minutes left in the game. It is 84-43 Auburn has the lead in the basketball. Dribbling top of the key, Pettiford throws now in middle of the lane where it's caught, laid up and in right of the rim by Jaheim Hudson for his first two. 86-43 Auburn. Under 3 to play. Bruce Pearl starting to empty his bench a little bit with some guys at the scores table to check in. Yegevon for Ohio State dribbles to the right point. Ivan Yegevon gives him the right wing where it's knocked away from Devin Royal and out of bounds. Buckeyes will keep it up front as Michi Johnson will come back in along with Evan Mahaffey. Auburn will send Blake Mushelik into the basketball game.